the bat should be able to pick up a live video stream of tonight's action, both the girls' game and the boys' game, at the KLKC Facebook page if you'd like to follow along on the live video stream. It's going to be the Lady Vikings taking on the Lady Golden Tornado out of Field-Kinley High School. These teams met earlier in the season with the Lady Vikings coming out victorious 49-21. Field-Kinley only 1-12 on the year, 0-7 in the SEK, but on that full year they had a coaching change around mid-season, and they are playing quite a bit better. They were just got beat only by a few points by a very solid Independence ball club. So even though Field-Kinley has had their struggles in recent years, and the record isn't anything to brag about in the 2018-19 campaign, they are playing much better, and Lady Vikings will have to come out, be ready to play. As for the Lady Vikings, every game big from here on out. They are 11-4 on the season and 5-2 in the SEK, and that means the Lady Vikings are only one game out of first behind 6-1 Labette County. And also in the sub-state standings, Lady Vikes are only one game behind Labette County, who is sitting at 12-3 on the year. And Labette County currently on the number 4 line in the standings. Lady Vikes at number 6, and then at number 5, just separated by a few percentage points, is Eudora. So Lady Vikings, they still have a chance at getting the number 4 seed in sub-state. And if you don't know why that is important, it's because if you get one of the top 4 seeds, you're guaranteed to get your first 2 sub-state games at home. Joined now by my broadcast partner, Rob Barkus. And Rob, just before you put your headset on, I was talking about the coaching change that Coffeyville had mid-season, and they came just within a few points of beating a very good Independence ball club, an Independence team that beat Parsons earlier in the year, so their 1-12 record may very well be misleading.
Yeah, I think they're playing better as of late. Not sure what he's done with the same personnel, but as you said, that score against Independence really stood out of all the scores the other night. So definitely can't have any letdowns right now. As you said, we're sitting in pretty good shape for sub-state. We just don't want any let-ups or slip-ups, until that time.
Well, right now they're giving the starting lineups over the public address, so we will jump right in and give you the starting lineups as well. First, for the Lady NATO, they will go with 5'4" junior Jalicia Senior, 5'3" sophomore Kylie Spear, 5'7" sophomore Brianna Flanders, 5'8" sophomore Amelia Malsby, and 5'9" sophomore Addison Peck. And for the Lady Vikings, it'll be their 5 seniors, 5'2" Allie Hicks, 5'9" Nina Taylor, 5'10" Alex Johnson, 5'9" Bree Bedore, and 5'9" Sydney Kroll. Jordan Golick is the new coach for the Lady NATO, replacing Nick Hart, and of course Mike Kroll, the head coach for the Lady Vikings. So
just got over from the JV game. JV boys won pretty convincingly, going away in the fourth quarter. I'm not sure how the JV girls did.
JV girls were victorious as well. I think they were only up by 2 at halftime. Might have even been down by 2. That's about when I arrived at the site, was at halftime. But they were able to pull away for a 50-41 win. So both JV teams notch another victory. Hopefully the Lady Vikings can get the varsity squads off to a good start. Again, live video stream is available of tonight's action at the KLKC Facebook page. I think you can also pick it up at the Parsons High School Facebook page as well. Lady Vikings will be in their traveling blue with gold trim. Field-Kinley in their home white with gold and purple trim. Coach Golick giving his girls some final instructions, as is Coach Kroll for the Lady Vikings. Lady Vikings make their way out onto the floor. They'll be moving from our right to our left here in the first half. Alex Johnson will be jumping center for the Lady Vikings, and will be going up against the 5'8" sophomore Amelia Malsby, and we are just about ready for basketball. There's the whistle, Ball is in the air, and the opening tip is won by the Lady Vikings. Nina Taylor running the point. See what kind of defense Coffeyville is going to open up with. It's going to be Kroll putting up a shot, no good, but an offensive board by Nina Taylor, and she puts it in off the glass. Good start.
Yes, good start by Nina.
The Lady Vikings 2-2-1 three-quarter court press. They've been pressing quite a bit recently. They almost forced a turnover. Field Kinley somewhat sloppily, but they do get it across half court. Then a long three-pointer, no good, and then I think a foul over the back on Sydney Kroll. So that's our first foul of the ball game. Senior to throw it in from the baseline, guarded by the 5'10" Alex Johnson. Tried to get it down into the paint, and it's tipped away by Nina Taylor. Nina going to try to force the action. Now she probably wisely pulls up. It's like they've got, right now looks like they've maybe got, maybe even a sort of matchup zone. Right. But a nice turnaround in the paint by Alex Johnson is good, and the Lady Vikings off to a good start, up 4-0, but Field Kinley does a nice job of breaking the press, and they will try to set up. Ball poked away. It's going to be run down by Coffeyville. Spear has it. And we've got a traveling violation out by the three-point line. Just underway at Field Kinley High School, 6:47 to go in the opening quarter. It's Parsons 4 and Lady Nato 0. Senior out on Nina Taylor, who hands it off to Hicks.
Like they're in, like you said, a matchup zone. They're just really extending when Nina's on their side of the floor.
We'll see how the Lady Vikings attack it. They had an offensive rebound and put back by Nina Taylor, and then they had a nice offensive set on the last possession that ended up with an easy layup for Johnson. Ball loose. Oh, that's good. Is that going to be a foul? No, they're just going to say it's kicked out by Parsons. Alex Johnson, last player to touch it. So Senior inbounds in front of the Lady Nato bench. Lady Vikings continuing with their 2-2-1 press. Nice job by Field Kinley, and they're going to get a layup at the other end. Nice job putting it in for the Lady Nato is Amelia Malsby. Coffeyville on the board, 4-2. Lady Vikings up top. Ball tipped away, but the Lady Vikings get it back. Kroll has it, gives it off to Taylor. Nina calls out the offensive set. Missed Kroll, who was open underneath.
Looks like, I'm not sure what kind of matchup they're playing. It's
long three is no good, but an offensive board by the Lady Vikes. Allie Hicks fakes a three. Nina Taylor puts up a little floater in the lane, and she scores.
Good move by Nina.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of a. I don't want to call it a junk defense, but it might be.
Yeah, there were a couple people wide open there for just a second. Looks like they're switching everything.
Shot in the paint, no good, but an offensive board. Boy, they're calling it tight here early. Only the second foul, but they've both been called on Parsons, and they've both been, probably call them touch fouls. We got Bree Bedore on the personal.
Kai Yates checked in.
Takaya Yates, freshman. Three-pointer, put up no good, rebounded on the weak side by Bree Bedore. Nina Taylor penetrates, gets around one. Another bit of a touch foul,
yes, it was.
and by the same official. So, but at least I guess he's being consistent.
Yeah, he was on the baseline making that call. So that's
yeah, he was 25 feet from the play. Flanders picked up the personal, her first, and Coffeyville's first. Grayson Freeze also on the floor for the Lady Vikings. Nina Taylor guarded three. She is going to be short, but she runs it down, puts up a floater in the paint, can't get it. Alex Johnson couldn't quite corral it. She had a chance. Ball lands on the baseline and goes over to Coffeyville. Your score is 6-2 in favor of the Lady Vikings. Just under 5 minutes to play in quarter number one. Lady Vikes continuing to press, and ball is going to be stolen. Takaya Yates has it, then it's knocked away, but Yates gets it back. About feet, can't get the roll, and rebounded out by Malsby of Coffeyville. Gives it off to Spear. Ball stolen away. Nina Taylor has it. Coach Golick not pleased with that turn of events. Kroll on the right wing, off to Grayson. Out top to Yates. Bakaya guarded out top by Senior.
Like to see maybe a few ball screens we went to last game for Nina up top or on the wing.
Nina takes it herself. A lot of contact in the paint. This time they let it go. Grayson got hit.
In the face, yeah.
And they didn't call the foul either. So that time they let all the contact go. And at the other end, Phil Kinley loses it out of bounds. So score remains 6-2 after 2 or 3 quick touch fouls. They let a unbelievable amount of contact go in the paint on the Lady Vikings' last possession. Now Coffeyville is going to go with the little 3-quarter court press. And the Lady Vikings with almost a silly turnover. Only the athleticism of Nina Taylor saved that possession. Yates over to Freeze in the corner. Grayson out top to Nina. Long 3 is no good. And it's pulled out of there by Malsby. Hands off to Senior. Coffeyville gets it in the corner to Flanders. Lady Vikes in a zone right now. 3-pointer from the left side is going to be short. Rebounded by Nina Taylor. So we're still at 6-2 with 3:05 to go in our opening quarter. Sydney Kroll to Yates. Out top to Freeze. Grayson with a couple of dribbles. Now bounce pass to Yates. Back out top to Taylor. Nina crossover, gets around Senior, 13-footer, good off the glass.
By Nina. Nice crossover, nice pull-up.
And she has 6 points here in the first quarter. Lady Vikes up 8-2, 2:39 to go.
Timeout.
And we have a timeout on the floor called by Field Kinley. So 2:38 to play in our opening quarter. Lady Vikes by 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Lady Viking basketball on B93.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
Welcome back, everybody. Live at Field Kinley High School. Scott Marlowe, Rob Barkus with you. Lady Vikings and Lady NATO. NATO has the ball, down 8-2. Get an open look from 3 and knocking it down from the right side is Flanders.
The second left her hand, so.
Yeah, it looked clean.
Yes.
The entire way, and so the deficit is cut in half from 8-2 down to 8-5. Nina Taylor penetrates the zone. Nice look underneath to Johnson. She misses it with the left hand and then knocks it out of bounds.
She's got a finish there for the Lady Vikes.
Yeah, because Nina made the right play. She basically got triple teamed in the lane and hit a nice bounce pass to Alex Johnson, who's going to head to the bench. And that's by Bree Bedore.
Alex has had a good year for her. She really contributed on the boards and just another nice length body to have in there. So.
Ball stolen in the backcourt by Nina Taylor, and she lays it in. 10-5. Lady Vikes up by 5. Minute 55 to go. A near steal. Dakaya Yates knocks it out of bounds. Goes over to the scorer's table. So Flanders will be inbounding to Spear. Field Kinley down 10-5. Minute 45 to go in quarter number 1. Ball poked away. It's going to be run down by Field Kinley. Peck at the right elbow. Tried to get it down underneath. It's poked away, and it's going to be saved to who? Field Kinley ends up with it. Great hustle by Taylor.
Yes, it was.
And Field Kinley will reset. Flanders has it out top over to Spear, guarded out there by Grayson Freeze. Pass into the paint, stolen away by Dakaya Yates. She gets kind of tripped, so she's going to have to slow up. And the Lady Vikings will set up their offense. They didn't get it on Taylor soon enough, but her three-pointer is short. And ball goes out of bounds, I believe, off Sydney Kroll. Sure enough, it will go over.
I think Nina was a little stunned she was that wide open.
Yeah, she almost hesitated.
That really has not happened a lot for her this year.
She's hounded by opposing defenses and found herself wide open. Just couldn't get it to go. So score remains 10-5 in favor of the Lady Vikes. 52 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Another steal. Nina Taylor has it. Lady Viking press has caused several turnovers here in the first quarter.
Worked out well for us tonight.
Nina Taylor guarded out top. Hands off now to Allie Hicks. And back to Nina. Nina gets around the defense, and she's going to score off the glass. 10 points in the first quarter for Nina Taylor. Definitely on pace for right around that 30-point average that she has on the year. And here we have a touch foul, 40 feet from the basket. I think they're going to get Dakaya Yates.
I know we talk about it every game. I'm just amazed people let her catch the ball. I would try every way possible not to let her catch, period. If I had to run two people at her at all times.
Can't score if you
just
don't
not let her catch. Yeah,
right.
Once she gives it up, she never gets it back.
Spear with it in the corner to Flanders. Lady Vikes in a 2-3 zone.
But that's probably easy to say, a little harder to execute when you have someone that moves like her on the floor.
Oh, a guarded three is going to hit, I think it actually hit the side of the backboard barely, and then grades the rim. And that is the end of quarter number one. Good quarter for the Lady Vikes. They lead Coffeyville 12-5. We'll be back with the second quarter in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Viking basketball on B93. And we're back live at Field Kinley High School. Getting ready to start quarter number two. Field Kinley breaking out of their huddle. It's Parsons leading the Lady NATO 12-5. It was Nina Taylor leading the way with 10 first quarter points. Other basket was put in by Alex Johnson. Meanwhile, Field Kinley got a three-pointer from Brianna Flanders and a two-point basket by Amelia Malsby. Field Kinley has the basketball as play resumes. Peck has it, puts it up from about 16, off the mark, no good. Good box out and rebound by Bree Bedore.
Good job by Bree on the box out.
Oh, good look underneath to Johnson, and she scores off the glass. Give the assist to Nina Taylor.
Nice job by Johnson getting down the floor, beating the NATO down the floor.
Lady Vikes by 9. That's their biggest lead of the night. Peck with it. Gets in the paint, puts it up off the glass, no good. And Nina Taylor there with the board for the Lady Vikes. Gets it into front court. Gets around a couple of defenders, and another great bounce pass to Johnson. This time she puts it in with her left hand. Johnson now has 6 points.
Maybe her season high already.
Yeah, she's off to a good start. And it's 16-5. Lady Vikes. 16-footer air ball, and we've got over the back on Field Kinley. It's going to go against Malsby.
Another good box out by the Lady Vikings down low. That was Sydney Kroll that time.
Malsby's first and the team's second. 1-2-2 press here by Field Kinley. Lady Vikes get it into the front court barely. Nina Taylor has it. And Lady Vikes will set up the offense. Nina guarded by Senior. Hands off to Sydney Kroll. Right back to Nina in the corner. Nina goes baseline. Oh, a great move. How did she get around the defender? Then she couldn't get it to go off the glass. Tremendous move by Nina. Just couldn't get the basket at the other end. Another touch foul. This time on Alex Johnson. That will be her first and the team's fourth.
Alex was in good position there. She probably just bailed her out there with the foul.
So 2 free throws coming. Our first free throws of the night for either team. First one on the way is going to bounce in for Amelia Malsby. 5'8" sophomore will have one more. She now has 3 points on the night. Trying to get this deficit down to single digits for the Lady NATO. Can't do it, and Fedora couldn't corral the rebound, so Peck is going to go up. Can't score, and Nina Taylor has it. So 1-on-2. Can Nina get around everybody? She does quite easily and lays it in off the glass. That was too easy for Nina. And she now has 12 points already, and we still have 6:15 to go in the first half. The other end, the NATO breaks the press, and they get a layup. It's Amelia Malsby again. She now has 5 points. 18-8. Lady Vikes by 10 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Nina gets it into the front court. And they're going to say that she carried the ball out near half court. I was looking down, glanced down at my scorebook when they made that call, so I didn't exactly see what happened. But
from this vantage point, we could see a carry very easily anyway.
So Senior has it. Pass tipped away, and it is saved by Allie Hicks. Nice hustle by the senior. And the Lady Vikes trying to build on their 10-point lead. They're up 18-8. Nina into the paint again.
That might be a charge.
I think that's probably the right call. It is going to be an offensive foul on Nina Taylor.
I would much prefer the referee underneath to make that call, but
yeah, absolutely.
I think it was the right call.
So good job by Field Kinley. Nina, one of the best I've ever seen at the high school level at being able to sidestep a defender and avoid the contact. Wasn't able to do it that time, but the Lady Vikes forced yet another turnover. It was Sydney Kroll getting a hand on it, and Nina Taylor will bring it into the front court for the Lady Vikes.
She got slapped,
and they just called her again. She has not. I haven't seen her Nina called for a carry all year, and now they've done it. What, 2 of the last 3 possessions? So that's very interesting. Now that'll be in the back of Nina's mind for the rest of the game. Field Kinley swings it into the corner for a 17-footer off the mark, no good. Good rebound by the freshman Yates. Nina Taylor out top. Bounce pass to Kroll, puts it up from the baseline. Nothing but net for Sydney Kroll. Gets her first basket, and it is 20-8 Lady Vikes. 4:42 to go in the first half.
I think Nina scored or assisted on all of our points tonight. That was.
I think you're right.
She's had some nice dish offs down low.
And against the press, a traveling violation on the Lady NATO. Flanders drug her pivot foot. Bedore and Nina Taylor head to the bench. So right now we've got Kroll, Yates, Hicks.
It's the first rest Nina Taylor's gotten the last.
And Johnson,
maybe since last time we played Coffeyville. She never comes out of the basketball game.
This 12-point lead. Coach is going to take a chance. A little floater in the lane by Kroll. No good. Alex Johnson fighting hard for it, and they're going to say it's a jump ball, and it will stay with the Lady Vikes. Sydney to throw it in. Into Yates, over to Hicks. She fakes the 3, comes to the near side, picks up her dribble, out top to Yates. Sydney Kroll has it in the corner. Sydney's going to try a 3-pointer, and she buries it. Sydney Kroll, who has really improved
She's really
on the offensive end.
Especially from the 3-point line this year.
Yeah, she's knocked down several threes this season, something we hadn't seen from her in her first 3 seasons as a Lady Vike. Lady Vikes with a 15-point lead right now, and a traveling violation on Senior. Things not going well for Field Kinley. 23-8 Lady Vikes with 3:46 to go in our first half.
Nina had a short rest.
Yeah, Nina's already back on the floor. Replacing Alex Johnson. To Kaya Yates. Bounce pass in the corner to Freeze. Taylor now over to Hicks. Yates. Here goes Nina into the paint, gets bumped, and she's probably going to have a couple of free throws coming.
So.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this Field Kinley defense they keep throwing out. You're right, they keep switching.
Yeah, I think they're switching everything up top, and anything that crosses, they're switching. I'm not sure what that is.
So 2 free throws for Nina Taylor. Hard to believe it's almost halftime, and Nina hasn't been to the free throw line until right now, and she hits nothing but net on the first one. She now has 13 points in the first half. That was the Lady Vikes' first trip to the free throw line. Coffeyville's only shot 2 free throws here in the first half. Only had 8 fouls called total. Second free throw is also good. Early going, it looked like it might be a foul fest because one of the officials was blowing his whistle every 20 seconds. Peck from 17 got it to go. That's her first basket. Makes it 25-10, Lady Vikes. Allie Hicks thought about a 3, finds Kroll on the baseline. Her floater won't go, and Peck pulls it out for Field Kinley.
Good offense, just left the shot a little short.
Spear has it out top for Field Kinley. Lady Vikes in a zone defense. So they've gone to a 2-1-2 look. Senior on the left wing finds Peck underneath, goes up over Kroll, can't score, but an offensive rebound, and the basket is going to go down. It was Alyssa Stout getting her first basket, making it 25-12. Yates has it. Over to Nina. Hands off to Yates, right back to Nina Taylor. Gets a good screen on the baseline, and reverse layup won't go, but she's fouled. That was good offense by the Lady Vikes.
Nice screen by Sydney Kroll on the baseline.
They're going to get rewarded with a couple more free throws for the 5'9" senior. Nina Taylor, I'm sure well on her way to first team All-State accolades. And the first shot is good. Nina now 3 out of 3 from the line. She leads all scorers with 15 points. Second free throw is up, and it is also good. 27-12, Lady Vikes by 15, 2:07 to go in the first half. Lady Vikes still going with the 2-2-1 press. Spear into the front court now. Ball went off Reba Door, and then the Lady Vikings threw it away.
Good defense, just threw it away after the steal.
So Spear to throw it in for Coffeyville. Get into Shelby Coons. Now a 3-pointer from the right side. Looks like an air ball, but now barely grazes the rim.
Not going to hit anything.
So the Lady Vikings have it. Nina Taylor goes to the right side, hands off to Yates, right back to Nina. A lot of times that's when she'll pull that corner 3.
I think we're going to see a ball screen there, but I wasn't sure.
And now Nina's 3 is good after the ball screen by Sydney Kroll. Nina knocks down another one. And Lady Vikings, we knew they'd need to come out and play well, and they have done exactly that. Another steal on the backcourt. Nina goes up. Oh, she missed the layup. You won't see that very often. Maybe a little contact on the way to the basket. Probably nothing that warranted a foul. Coons will launch a 3 for Coffeyville, and it's good.
And I'm not taking anything away from the NATO, but when we saw Independence play earlier in the year, I don't see how this team could have been that close. That close to Independence in the game. I'm just not sure what happened.
Yates tries a 3, and it's no good. So NATO trying to get a little bit closer. They're down by 15, 30-15, 45 seconds to go in the first half. Coons has it, over to Spear. Lady Vikes in his zone. Peck swings it over to Spear for a 3. That's off the mark, no good, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Lady Vikes.
I think the Lady Vikings need to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the high post area. That girl's just turning, and she's got 4 options there when she catches the ball so easily right there at the top.
Yeah, she's looked very comfortable.
Yes.
Catches it and pivots and is able to survey everything. See if
I will say I think the Lady NATO are competing tonight.
Right.
And I think we're a much better team, but they are not giving up and they're competing hard, which I don't know if we've always seen that when they played at our place last time.
Less than 10 seconds to go. Nina Taylor has it out top, gives it up to Sydney Kroll. Right back to Nina. She's going to launch a long NBA three. It's going to be just short. And halftime is here with your score. Parsons 30 and Field Kinley 15. We'll take a 3-minute break and we'll come back and break down the first half. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Welcome back, everybody. We are at halftime of our varsity girls contest with the Lady Vikings racing out to a 30-15 halftime advantage over the Lady NATO. Lady Vikes led in scoring by 5'9" senior Nina Taylor. She poured in 19 points in the first half, had 10 in the first quarter, added another 9 in the second quarter, and she was helped along the way. 6 points from Alex Johnson and 5 points by Sydney Kroll. Sydney scoring all 5 of her points in the second quarter. Leading the way for Field Kinley, Amelia Malsby with 5 points, 3 points apiece for Flanders and Shelby Coons, and 2 points apiece for Alyssa Stout and Addison Peck. And Rob, I agree with what you said earlier. It seems like Field Kinley is competing harder than what we've seen them in recent years, and unfortunately for them, the Lady Vikes did come to play tonight, especially Nina Taylor, and you have to think Coach Kroll had a lot to do that. I'm sure he made sure his girls, didn't have a letdown coming into a team that most people would expect Parsons to beat rather handily.
Yeah, you're playing a 1-12 team with the Indy game in your sights, so it's hard not to look ahead when you beat a team, especially as bad as we beat them the first game. But I thought the girls did a good job of dialing in the first half.
Yeah, and the Lady Vikes, the way Sub-State is shaping up, it could very well work out that the Lady Vikings, they have an outside shot at getting that number 4 seed, which would give them, if they're able to get through their first Sub-State game, they'd get both Sub-State games at home. And another possibility I was looking at, what a game this would be. Labette County could end up with the number 4 seed, and Parsons could end up with the number 5 seed, which I'm assuming, I haven't looked at a bracket, but I'm assuming that means those teams would match up with down in Altamont with the trip to the state tournament on the line.
That would be quite a game. We haven't seen part 2 of that yet, but part 1 was a great game that went into overtime. So, Lady Vikings are in good shape right now. If you'd have told Coach Kroll this late in the season he'd be sitting at a 5 seed, I'm sure he would have said, I'll take that and go from there. So, I thought it was very important. We came out and played very well the first half. I think Coach probably just wants to come out here in the second half and put this game away headed into the fourth quarter, get a little rest because the sickness is going around. I think Mina was a little winded Friday. I think she looks a little better today, but still, you want everyone healthy, and if you can get her any rest before another game this week, that would be great for her.
Yeah, and, just hats off to Coach Kroll and his staff and the team. If you had told me 15 games in that the Lady Vikings would have a better record than the Viking boys, I would have said you're crazy.
I would have said the same thing.
There's no way, even if you told me that Derek Williams was going to miss, the first 8 games of the year, just going by what the teams have accomplished in recent years, and really you could say not even recent years, you could go back decades really. Generally the boys have a better record, but with Nina Taylor leading the way, Lady Vikings made the Sub-State finals last year, falling to Baxter Springs, and they're still in the hunt for the SEK championship this year, just 1 game behind league leader Labette County. Again, your halftime score, Parsons 30 and Labette County 15. We'll step away for a 2-minute break, and we'll be getting very close to the start of the second half. When we return, you're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on B93. And we are back live at Field Kinley High School. Scott Marlowe, Rob Barkus with you on B93. Holly Marlowe taking care of the live video stream for us tonight. If you want to follow along on that live video stream, you can find it at the KLKC Facebook page. Just about ready to get going in the second half. Again, it's 30-15. Lady Vikings on top. And Rob, one of the first things I always look at in these girls' games is how they're going to, guard Nina Taylor. Last year, Field Kinley tried a triangle and two, at least up in Parsons they did, and we're still really not sure what to call their defense tonight. But they, like you said, they're switching pretty much virtually everything.
And not just off of Nina, they're switching
every cutter. They're switching everybody. So I'll have to, if Coach Kroll makes his way up here to the Crow's Nest after the game, I'll have to ask him.
I would probably play that after watching it for a half as a man-to-man defense and run my man offense against it, but I'm not sure what Coach is going to do.
We're underway. Lady Vikes open up in a zone defense. Spear has it out top for Field Kinley. They've got work to do. They're down by 15 as we get going, and now a bad pass. That's not the way you want to start out. It's a turnover.
I did notice they came out at halftime and didn't even get on the floor, so that would make me a little uneasy as a coach if my girls didn't get on the floor and get a little warm at half.
Yeah, it's very unusual. Nina Taylor on the far side. Penetrates, kicks it out to Kroll. Now gives it out to Allie Hicks. Allie cut off. Gives it back to Sydney. Kroll, tough shot from 14. Short, gets it back. And scores off the glass. Nicely done by Sydney Kroll. She now has 7 points.
I just like her aggressiveness. Even though the first shot missed, she's still being aggressive, which...
Yeah, she's been much more aggressive.
It's just going to take the pressure off Nina as the season goes.
Oh, nice move on the baseline, but the shot won't go. Pulled out by Bree Bedore. Throws a couple of elbows, but kept him low enough. They're not going to call her for a foul. Allie Hicks on the near side. Guarded by Spear right now. They're off to Kroll. Can't hit the runner. Battle for the loose ball. Peck has it.
I think she had the corner there. If she would have just lowered her shoulder and turned the corner, I think she would have had a layup.
Peck over to Spear.
See, that's the pass.
Oh, that was a travel, sure enough.
But when the high post catches the ball there, turns and pivots and has the whole floor to look at, it makes it really tough on your defense.
And real quick, just let everybody know, I've been talking about the video stream being available on Facebook. It's also available on YouTube and Periscope. Meanwhile, a shot missed at the other end by the Lady Vikes, pulled down by Senior. And here's a three-pointer from the near side. A little off the mark and pulled in by Nina Taylor. Look out, she's going to try to outrace everybody. Only Spear is back to stop her. Nina gets around her and can't score. It's a tough angle on that one for Nina. Pretty well defended by Kylie Spear. 32-15, Lady Vikes by 17. Nina almost had a steal out top, not quite. Spear will reset. Lady Vikes in a 2-1-2 with 5'10" Alex Johnson controlling the paint. Spear over to Flanders. Peck kicks it out to Senior. Shot by Peck from about 12. Couldn't get it. Gets it back though and scores. And there's that high post, pass
every
again.
time. It just, you got to keep the ball away from there in your zone.
Bounce pass under to Johnson, and she's going to, it spins out. There's a great feed from Allie Hicks, but the ball spins out. Tough shooting luck for Alex Johnson. Oh, good cut to the basket, and we're going to have a foul on Alex Johnson. So again, plenty of effort here in the third quarter by Field Kinley. They just haven't been able to make up any ground. It's still 32-17. Lady Vikes with a 15-point lead. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. With those two fouls, Alex Johnson will head to the bench. He's the first player for either team to be whistled for two personals. Flanders on the far side. It's out top to Spear, 5'4" sophomore.
We have a good vantage point from up here, but you can see no scoreboards.
Yeah, it's very hard to see the scoreboards. Peck underneath, can't get the roll. Gets the offensive board, goes up, can't score again, then knocked out of bounds.
How is that going to go?
That's clearly off Field Kinley. It was in Yates' hands and somebody swatted it out. But they're going to let Field Kinley keep it. And we had a pretty good look at that one.
Yeah. She came flying in from outside the lane and
Flanders looking. We'll get it out top to Peck. Good look underneath, and a holding foul on either Sydney Kroll or Bree Bedore.
Fell asleep a little bit there on the defense.
Yeah, they did.
The ball came in, you got to step up.
So all of a sudden, Johnson and Kroll both with 2 personals. 3 team fouls on the Lady Vikes here in the second half. 0 on Field Kinley. With the Lady Vikes still enjoying a 15-point lead. Senior with a nice bounce pass underneath. Shot blocked by Yates. And it's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Lady NATO. Senior to throw it in from the baseline.
You can't guard everyone down low, I was going to say.
Malsby gets her shot blocked by Bedore. Gets it back. Guarded 17-footer. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Vikes. Yates outlet to Nina Taylor. Right back to Yates. Brings it over to Bree Bedore. Nina Taylor back out to Bedore. Now Hicks has it out top. Kai Yates into the paint. 13-footer, barely gets the iron. Offensive rebound by Kroll, but then she loses it. Got knocked out of bounds, but I think it's going to stay with the Lady Vikes.
I believe so.
Shelby Coons checking into the Lady NATO lineup, along with Alyssa Stout. Oh, nice cutters Nina Taylor. She's going to score and get fouled. Nice work on the inbound play by the Lady Vikings. Well, it took Nina almost half the quarter to score, but she's up to 21 points now on the night.
Nicely drawn up play, nicely executed inbounds play by the Lady Vikings.
Nina 4 out of 4 from the free throw line in the first half. First trip to the line in the second half. And same result, not quite as pretty, but it's going to fall through. 22 points for the 5'9" senior. Lady Vikes up by 18, 35-17, 4:09 to go. Lady Vikes with a 2-2-1 press. Grayson Freeze, Nina Taylor, Bree Bedore, Dekai Yates, and Kroll out on the floor. Oh, a nice drive. Shot missed, though. Coffeyville did a nice job of breaking the press, but then didn't even draw iron on the layup. Went too hard off the backboard. Coons with it, gets a screen out top. Boy, it's almost a traveling violation. Coons tries to lob it in. Good entry pass, and his shot off the glass is good by Stout. Stout now has 4 points. Bedore finds Kroll, kicks it back out to Yates. Yates sees a little bit of an opening and then tried to fire a pass down to Sydney Kroll, and it led her a little too much, and it's a turnover.
Good idea. She saw Sydney open. She just didn't get the placement of the pass.
Their Lady Vikes not as crisp offensively here in the third quarter, but still enjoying a 35-19 lead. And a steal. Oh, a late whistle.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that foul get called a little bit earlier. Bree Bedore picks up her second. So Johnson, Bedore, and Kroll all with 2 fouls.
Few with 2 now.
And we have a timeout on the floor. We have, if I can find the scoreboard clock here, 3:25 to go in quarter number 3. Lady Vikes up 35-19. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on B93.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
And we're back at Field Kinley High School. Lady Vikes had a 15-point lead at halftime. It is now a 16-point advantage for the Lady Vikes. 3:25 to go in quarter number 3. Field Kinley will be inbounding at half court. Here come the Lady Vikings out onto the floor. Taylor, Freeze, Bedore, Yates, and Kroll. NATO counters with Flanders, Spear, Stout, Malsby, and Coons. Lady Vikes in a 2-1-2 zone. Ball poked away, and it was the referee hit the referee, and that saves it for the Lady Vikes. And what a break. Nina Taylor lays it in at the other end.
Give the referee the assist there.
Absolutely. It should have gone out of bounds, but it hit the official. So Lady Vikings still pressing. Shot in the paint is no good, and pulled out of there by Sydney Kroll. Up ahead to Taylor. She's just going to let everybody run past her, and she will walk it across the half-court line. She's guarded out top by Coons. Looks like Nina wants to make a move. Now she's going to just hand it off to Bedore. Gets it out top to Yates. She lost it. Oh, Grayson Freeze with a nice hustle. Gets it back for the Lady Vikes. Floater by Yates. Can't get it. Nice offensive board and bucket by Sydney Kroll. She now has 9 points. 39-19. Lady Vikes, their biggest lead of the night. Good look underneath, and the ball will not go down for Field Kinley, but they get the offensive board. Still can't score. Tough shooting luck for the Lady NATO. Here comes Nina Taylor getting around 2 defenders, and she scores again off the glass. Boy, she can get points quickly. 26 points for Nina Taylor. Then she almost picked up a foul. In fact, Field Kinley player Flanders looked at the official like, why didn't you blow the whistle? And now there is a steal. Grayson Freeze has it. Been a frustrating stretch here for the Lady NATO.
Yes, they've had good looks that haven't fallen.
41-19 Parsons. They are in control with 1:39 to go in quarter number 3. Bree Bedore.
She may have got away with a walk.
I was just about to say the same thing before she put that ball down. It looked like she maybe took an extra step. A long 3 by Nina Taylor. Off the mark. Grayson Freeze with the offensive board. Can't score. And it's going to come away to Coons of Field Kinley. Coons picked up by Freeze. Boy, she carried the ball, it looked like. They called that on Nina Taylor twice in the first quarter. 3-pointer from the left side, no good. Rebounded by Stout, and she puts it in off the glass. Stout's had some quality minutes. She has 6 points on the night, but still a commanding 20-point lead for the Lady Vikes. Nina Taylor finds Kroll underneath and couldn't get it to go. Hard to tell from up here. She may have been able to use the glass on that.
I think she should have used the glass. I'm sure Coach will tell her the same thing.
Malsby being hounded. Great defense by Bree Bedore. She's got the steal, and then she gets fouled. That is good. Not as good a defense as you can play.
Yes.
So Malsby picks up her second. That's the first team foul this half on the Lady NATO.
Looks like Coach going to get Nina about 30-second rest and then the quarter break.
Yep, we've got 37 seconds to go. Nina Taylor takes a seat. Pressed by the NATO. Lady Vikes almost had a backcourt violation. Lady Vikes up 41-21 over the Lady NATO. Takaya Yates holding out in her half court. Now she's picked up by Senior. Hands off to Bedore. She just about walked again.
She walked again. I think so.
Grayson Freeze picks up her dribble, gets it out top to Hicks. 10 seconds to go. Lady Vikes trying to get into their offensive set. Bedore to Yates.
Not sure how we're going to get a shot here. Oh,
Yates
good move.
gets around her defender and puts it up. Can't score. Rebounded by Stout. And that is the end of the third quarter. Lady Vikings go from a 15-point halftime lead. They stretch it out to 20 points. It's Parsons 41 and Coffeyville 21. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on B93.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Welcome back, everybody, to Field Kinley High School. Getting ready for the start of quarter number 4 in our varsity girls contest. It has been all Lady Vikings tonight. They had a 7-point lead at the end of the first quarter, 30-15 lead at halftime, and now 41-21, 20-point lead for Parsons. As we get ready to start quarter number 4, Sydney Kroll will be inbounding to Nina Taylor. Nina leads all scorers with 26 points. Sydney Kroll penetrates. Nobody really picked her up. She can't get the floater. Got the ball back and scores off the glass.
She's had a good game for us tonight.
She is in double figures with 11 points. Believe it or not, only 3 Lady Vikings have scored as they force another turnover at half court. Nina Taylor sees a one-on-one opportunity, gets fouled, and they're going to say it was
on the floor?
On the floor, I believe. Let's see.
She thinks she was shooting.
Yep, sure enough. They're going to give her 2 free throws. I thought she was.
I did too.
So 2 free throws for the 5'9" senior. First one on the way. And she got it. Nina has not missed from the free throw line tonight. Nina will have one more. Puts it up. This one is short. And pulled out by Peck of Coffeyville. 23-point lead for the Lady Vikes. Ball lost at the other end, and now we have a tie-up situation. It'll stay with Field Kinley. Not sure what happened. Field Kinley had a chance at a layup, and the ball carrier just let the ball squirt out of her hands. Flanders to throw it in, gets it in to Spear. Now Peck tipped away by Nina Taylor. So many turnovers tonight by Field Kinley, but good hustle at the other end. But Nina still scores and gets fouled. Credit Peck. She had the ball stolen away, and she hustled all the way back, stayed with Nina.
She did.
For the most part, down the floor, and gave her a pretty hard foul, which is what you want to do, but Nina was strong enough to muscle it up off the glass anyway.
I think that's one of the benefits when Nina's had from being in the weight room. She really worked hard this summer, and just her upper body's so much stronger when she takes that physical contact. She can finish.
Well, ho-hum, it's just another 30-point night for Nina Taylor. She just hit the 30-point mark as she knocks in the free throw to complete the 3-point play. Senor puts up a shot that goes. Kind of an awkward-looking shot, but the junior gets her first 2 points of the night. Lady Vikes, here's a 3 by Allie Hicks, in and out, no good. Nina Taylor, offensive board, goes up over everybody and scores once again. 32 points for Nina, and it is a 49-23 lead for Parsons. 6:43 to go in our game. Peck has it in the paint, gets around Johnson, gets bumped.
Coffeyville's had some good basketball plays tonight. It's not like they've played a bad game. They just not had an answer for Nina.
Yeah, they've looked like a better basketball team than they did earlier in the year. So 2 free throws coming. First one on the way is off the mark. No good. Addison Peck will have one more. She has 2 points on the night. That was her first free throw of the ball game. Second one on the way is also off the mark, rebounded by Alex Johnson. Outlet to Nina. Taylor up the floor. Lady Vikings is getting very close to turning this into a running clock for the rest of the night. Allie Hicks had the ball get away from her. She runs it down. Nina on a little curl, puts it up from about 10, and she banks it in off the glass. Nina Taylor having an outstanding night. 34 points.
Another game she's outscored the other team's entire point total.
Malsby can't get it to go, but an offensive board by Peck, and she can't score. Second try, and that's going to be a foul on Alex Johnson, and Peck will get 2 free throws.
Just too many shot attempts for Lady Vikes to give up without fouling.
I think it was on this floor a few years ago. Shay Kelly poured in 37 points. Field Kinley refused to guard her in the corner. She just kept knocking down 3-pointers.
I remember that game. They never stepped out on her.
First free throw goes down for Peck. Gives her 3 points. Makes the score Parsons 51 and Field Kinley 24. Exactly 6 minutes to go in our ball game.
Not sure how much longer Coach Kroll's going to leave Nina out on the floor.
Second free throw also good. Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely going to probably see some of the junior varsity here in a couple of minutes. Sydney Kroll out top to Taylor.
Mainly because we play again Friday. I'd like to see her get some rest.
Nina on the near side, guarded by Spear, gets a screen to Kroll. Lady Vikings being very patient, just using some clock. Long pass over to Nina Taylor. Quick move on the baseline. She goes for the reverse layup, and it's blocked.
Yeah, got a little hand on it there.
And then knocked out of bounds by Nina. So Field Kinley will inbound. The Lady Vikings are going to move to 12-4 and 6-2 in the SEK. Field Kinley's going to drop to 1-13 and 0-8. A three-pointer, no good. Senior gets the long rebound. Out to Malsby for 16. Another bad shooting luck.
They've had a lot of shots go in and out.
Went off the glass and then spun around the rim and just would not go down. Nina with a crossover. Good
nice
look underneath to Alex Johnson, and she scores easily off the glass. Yeah, that's something you think the Lady Vikings could do a lot, because Nina Taylor demands so much attention. You can find teammates open underneath the basket. Self-defense, Lady Vikes up by 28 points right now, 53-25. Flanders lost it in the lane, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say it's off Parsons. 4:35 to go in our ball game. Lady Vikes by 28. Here comes Bador.
There's Nina
and Grayson Freeze. Yep. We may not see her again the rest of the night. We'll see. Sydney Kroll takes a seat too.
If they run off 6 to 8 points, Coach Kroll may put her back in.
Spear over to Peck from 14. It's off the mark, no good. Lady Vikes couldn't corral the loose ball, so Field Kinley will get another chance. Peck in the corner to Flanders. She'll launch it. Three. It's off, no good, but Stout on the weak side.
Defensive rebounds. That's been one thing we haven't done well tonight.
Oh, and there's a great block by Yates, though. Yates wants to take it herself, can't score. Allie Hicks with an offensive board. Can't get it to go, but Yates picks up the loose ball and puts it in. Nice job by Yates. Believe it or not, that's her first basket of the night, and now we will have a running clock for the rest of our night. Lady Vikes have hit a 30-point lead here at 55-25. Spear to Stout, the high post, out to Flanders, looking good bounce pass into Peck. Like I said, I don't know about that one. It looked like Alex Johnson, who got whistled for the foul. That time she didn't bring her arms down. She just held her ground, and I mean the defender has a right to be there. Not that it'll make any difference in the outcome of this ball game. Lady Vikes have this one wrapped up. First free throw by Peck, no good. That was Johnson's fourth personal, and now we're going to have Dodd checking into the game for the Lady Vikes, along with Alex Webb and Sanaya Anderson. Second free throw is good.
It's good to see the younger girls get some time in the varsity game. It's not been very many of those for either the boys or the girls teams where the benches got to play a lot.
Yates up ahead to Freeze. Lady Vikes up 55-26. Yates. It's like a 3-2 zone now being played by Field Kinley as they've put in some of their JV players as well. Yates is going to go and launch from the top of the key. It's short and rebounded by Coons of Field Kinley. She wants to challenge Dekai Yates. Boy, that could have been a traveling. Sure enough. Ball got kind of stuck right in Dekai's stomach.
Not sure what she was trying to accomplish on that drive. Dekai had position the entire time.
Yeah, and Dekai's got several inches on her as well. 2:08 to go in our ball game. Lady Vikes up 55-26. Nia Anderson over to Dodd. Dodd will launch a three and hit nothing but net. I've been impressed with her play in the JV games.
She's going to have to be a contributor next year, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. Top of the key by Coons. It's no good and rebounded by Yates. Dekaya gets around Coons and can't score off the glass. There's Grayson Freeze with the offensive board, and she can't score, and it'll be run down by Field Kinley. 58-26, minute and a half to go. Coons gets it into the front court to Stout. Lady Vikes in his zone. Coons, I think it's going to be a long two. It's off the mark anyway. Collins tries to get it. And it's going to be a tie-up situation. Possession arrow favors the Lady Vikes.
One thing Coffeyville has done today is rebound the ball offensively. They have numerous offensive rebounds against us.
Yeah, they've hit the offensive glass really hard. Less than a minute to play. 58-26. Lady Vikes in control. Freeze with it to Anderson, over to Dodd. Yates is going to try an 18-footer. It's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Alexis Solway of Field Kinley. Coons up ahead to Collins. Pretty good hands to get that pass. Kicks it out for a 15-footer. It's an air ball rebounded by Yates, and then the dribble went off a Field Kinley player's foot. Goes out of bounds. Well, Field Kinley must be going really deep on their bench, because I'm not finding
any of
these numbers on the roster. Freeze out top to Dodd, over to Anderson, to Yates. Just 10 seconds to go in our game. Lady Vikes probably won't even shoot, up 58-26. Takaya probably took steps, no call. She'll put up a floater in the lane, not going to get the roll. Collins with the rebound. And time will expire. The Lady Vikings with a convincing win tonight. They knock off Field Kinley by a final score of 58-26. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on B93.
Don't miss all of the action at Kansas Crossing Casino, just south of Pittsburgh, Kansas. It's all about the Benjamins on Saturday, March 2nd at 11 p.m. 10 people will be selected. 9 will win $1,000 in free play, and 1 will win the grand prize, $19,000 in cash. Earn entries in the month of February by playing your favorite slots and table games. See KansasCrossingCasino.com for latest events and promotional details.
Welcome back, everybody. Lady Vikings with the big win tonight over the Field Kinley Lady NATO. Final score 58-26. Lady Vikings led by 5'9" senior Nina Taylor with 34 points. She had 10 in the first quarter, 19 at halftime, 26 at the end of the third quarter, and finishes with a game-high 34 points. Also in double figures for the Lady Vikes, Sydney Kroll had 11, and then Alex Johnson pitched in with 8, 3 points tonight for Dodd, and 2 points for Dakaya Yates. Leading the way tonight for Field Kinley, Amelia Malsby had 7 points, 6 points for Alyssa Stout, 5 points for Addison Peck, 3 points apiece for Flanders and Coons, and 2 points tonight for Jalicia Senior. So with the 58-26 victory, the Lady Vikes moved to 12-4 on the season, and they are now 6-2 in the SEK. Lady NATO falls to 1-13 on the year, and they are now 0-8 in league play. Coach Kroll has made his way up to the Crow's Nest here at Field Kinley High School. Coach, thanks for making the long trek up here to talk with us. Rob and I talked in the pregame that, Field Kinley just came within an eyelash of knocking off a very good Independence team, and they definitely improved. And we knew that your girls would have to come out and be ready to play. They couldn't afford to have a letdown, and boy, they played really well for the most part from start to finish.
Yeah, I told them that like we've talked all year, ain't not a team we can't beat, and there's not a team that can't beat us. And I talked to their coach before the game, and thought they played pretty aggressive against Indy, and did a really good job of taking care of the ball against Indy, and thought they had a chance to win it if they wouldn't have missed 18 free throws. So, that could have been a different turnout in that game. But I told our girls, we do some things a little different than Indy that causes teams like that problems. So, and I think we showed a little bit tonight. They, once we keep the ball in the middle, they struggle to take care of the ball a little bit. But, I always say when we go on the road and play, we play on longer courts, and it stretches the court out for us a little bit, which is a good thing for us, with Nina able to do what she does. And it showed tonight. I mean, we got a lot of good, for our inside people, this was as physical game as most of the SEK games, honestly. They got a couple big girls that are pretty physical inside. And, if they had one person on their team, it'd be one person that could handle the ball fairly well. They'd be a different type of team. But, our girls didn't give them any chances to, I told them, hey, jump on them early and don't let them think they can play with you, and you should have should have what it should be, and that's what happened. So, no complaints on what the outcome was. I just got out with no injuries, and hopefully we come with a good head on Friday when we go back to Indy.
Well, talk about the defense of Coffeyville. Threw out at you guys. Rob, of course, has coached a lot of basketball games, and he couldn't even pinpoint it. They were switching everything out top, and really just any and every cutter. They were switching over. We didn't even know what to call it.
Yeah, I'd really say it was early in the game. It looked like a 1-2-2 after the first couple passes, and they went man, but. All I know is there's a lot of space in the middle, and for what we do, we got to like that. But really, pretty much, it was man for the most, and they tried to do like Pittsburgh does. When our person, we'll run a person from the top through, and then that person will stay. It'll for a couple seconds, it'll look like a two guard front, a zone, and then they got to go find them, or that person's going to shoot a wide open shot, but. Didn't allow it to affect what we did. I think maybe we were a little lethargic at the beginning, first couple of passes. It seemed like we weren't quite sharp, but once we got out and I guess they got warmed up and knocked some shots down, that got some easy shots, and then we started knocking some shots down, and it really felt like a game that we knew we should win pretty easy, like we did.
Nina went off again, 34 points tonight for the 5'9" senior, and then Sydney continued to be aggressive on the offensive end. She was in double figures tonight with 11. And then, hats off also to Nina Taylor. She had a lot of assists tonight when the defense would collapse on her. And the recipient of most of those assists were Alex Johnson. She pitched in with 8. And, that's a tough thing for a defense to handle. You try to double team or even triple team Nina, and somebody's going to be open.
Yeah, I told Alex missed, I think maybe the first time she touched the ball, she missed I don't want to say it's a little crib because she had people around her, but the shot she should make and she's got to make for us. I pulled her out. I just told her, hey, you got to make those shots. You got to put that bug in your teammates' ears that they're going to have faith in you to give that pass like Nina did, and you're going to score. Because if you're not going to score it, then she's not going to pass it to you. I mean, it's just human nature. And she got a good assist or a good ball and a good bank shot. Then we did basically the same thing sort of happened again, and Nina got her the ball and gave her a good bounce pass, and she went right up and scored. And a team that wants to play us like that's really not can stay with you defensively. You go from one side of the court to the other and bring it back to the third. Well, that person playing the post, they're going to think, I did my job here, I did my job here. You go back to the third side, they'll see that person driving. Well, guess what? She's going to. It was 22, the blonde, and she's going to step to the middle and try to stop Nina. Well, and she was, but guess what? Her man's wide open underneath the basket because there's no help. There's no help. The help is 10 feet outside near the three-point line. So that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing for high school girls to think about. And great job of recognizing that. And like I said, Alex here on out, Alex has to improve like Sydney has on offense. And it's not necessarily scoring; it's just being aggressive and making the other team respect what she's doing. Because as we get closer and closer to sub-state time, people are going to say, "Hey, this is the girl we stop," and we're going to make everybody else have to beat us. And they're going to have to step their game up a little bit to make that person guard them think more about them than having them stop Nina. So, and I think we're getting to that point. It seems like.
Yeah, Coach, a great win for you and the girls tonight, and you're still in the hunt for that league championship, and still even in the hunt for get on that top 4 line in sub-state. Just I think a game behind. I mean, coming in tonight, one game behind Labette County. And then Eudora was sandwiched in between you two.
Eudora's got 3 losses now. And they still got Baldwin again, who's above us, and they still got Piper again. Baldwin and Piper are probably going to be 2 and 3, or some combination of 1, 2, and 3. And they got them twice. So we're 12 and 4 with 4 to go, and you just one game at a time, and you just good things always happen, and you're rewarded normally when you have that mentality. The next game's the most important game. You win it, and then it's 3 games to go. Then the thing is we might get to a situation where they're turned in on the 20th of February, and that 22nd game may not count towards sub-state, but at the same time, we want to be counting towards the league. So you still just got to win out, and good things happen, and that's why you play the game, so you can be in situations like that.
Well, Coach, tremendous win, and I hope you guys can keep it rolling. Good luck Friday night against Independent.
All right, thank you very much, Scott.
Head coach Mike Kroll of the victorious Lady Vikings. They knock off Coffeyville tonight. Final score 58-26. Lady Vikes 12 and 4 on the year, 6 and 2 in the SEK. Again, Lady NATO falls to 1 and 13 and 0 and 8 in SEK play. They had some senior night activities that we were not expecting, so there's going to be a little bit of extended time in between games. So we're going to send it back to the station for approximately 10 minutes, and then we'll be back with our boys pregame. Again, you're listening to Viking basketball on V93.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
And welcome back, everybody. We're live at Field Kinley High School, getting set for game number 2, varsity boys action. Parsons Vikings taking on the Field Kinley Golden Tornado. In case you missed our earlier game, the Lady Vikings were victorious over the Lady NATO by a final score of 58-26. Lady Vikings led in scoring once again by Nina Taylor, who poured in 34 points. The Lady Vikings continue their quest for the league crown, still just one game behind Lebec County, depending on how the Lady Grizzlies fared tonight. As far as our boys contest is concerned, the NATO come in with an 8-7 record. They are 3-4 in the SEK, and that's after, I believe, a 1-3 start in league play. So NATO coming on strong. The Vikings are 10-5 and 4-3 in league play. Vikings, of course, had that difficult 5-point loss to Pittsburgh on Friday night. Parsons led at the end of the first, second, and third quarters, but then got outscored 14-7 in the final quarter, and Pittsburgh was able to escape the PHS Gymnasium with a 5-point victory, and they remained undefeated in league play. And of course, that win, for the most part, wraps up the league title for the Purple Dragons. So with the league championship really not on the table tonight, these teams will just be jockeying for position in the final league standings, and really more importantly also a sub-state seed. The Vikings right now holding on to the number 3 spot, and if they can play like they are capable of playing, I don't think they will have any problem hanging on to the 3 spot, and certainly not dropping below the number 4 spot, which would guarantee them to stay on their home turf for both sub-state games. Of course, the state tournament this year will be held in Salina. Last year, of course, the Viking boys traveled to White Auditorium in Emporia, but with the elimination of the split in Class 4A and all the reclassification that went on, Vikings would be hoping to travel back to Salina for the 4A state championship. I'm joined now once again by my partner, Rob Barkus. And Rob, every time Coffeyville and Parsons get together, it's a bit of a track meet. It doesn't necessarily always show up on the scoreboard, but both teams like to get after it defensively. They both like to push the pace. And the Vikings, I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, they trailed at the end of every quarter up in Parsons, but were able, through the first, second, and third quarters, and were able to ended up pulling out a 56-53 win. It won't be easy tonight, and the Viking boys only lead Coffeyville by 1 game in the league standings.
And if I remember that game right, Coffeyville had a pretty good look at the 3 ball to end the game that just didn't go in from a kid that hit 3 or 4 during the game. So I talked to Coach Houck earlier today, and we kind of chuckled about how we kind of snuck one out there, because as you said, we were behind pretty much the entire game till a couple minutes ago in the game. We pulled ahead there, and then Coffeyville had a chance to tie it, and they missed. So they just match up well with us. I mean, they match up at every position with us. Of course, Pierce Thomas didn't play as much that game, so he might be a matchup difference for him. And we didn't have Derek, so we're a little harder to guard on the perimeter when Derek's in the ball game. So it'll be interesting to see what changes Coffeyville makes to go with our bigger lineup and then our little quicker lineup with Derek in.
Well, let's go ahead and run down the starting lineups. First, for the Golden Tornado, they will go with 5'8" senior Jalen Logan, 6' senior Trey Myrie, 6'1" senior CJ Kelly, 6' junior Brendan Graham, and 6'5" senior Andrew Knight. Starting tonight for the Vikings, 5'10" junior Derek Williams, 5'11" junior Daquan Johnson, 6'3" senior Devontae Yates, 5'11" senior Joel Scheibe, and 6'6" junior Pierce Thomas. And Rob, we've talked a lot about how Pierce has come on really strong this year. One thing we haven't talked a lot about is the one person whose minutes have suffered be the senior Luke Walgamont. And I've been impressed with Luke's attitude throughout the year. His minutes have diminished really by quite a bit from a year ago. and yet, and so his stats aren't what they were either because he's not out there as many minutes, but he always comes in with a good attitude, plays hard, and contributes in any way that he can.
Yeah, I go to practice. I step in there probably once every day, and always got a good attitude, always got a smile on his face. He's just started in football. He's just been a team player all year this year. So, Patch missed a couple games because he missed some practice time, and his minutes haven't been quite what they were last year, and he still always comes in with that same energy. So right now, we played pretty well the other night against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just had the answer for us. So if we play with that same intensity, we're going to be a tough team to beat any night we play. Yeah,
you look at all the teams in 4A, and there's some really good teams at the very top. You've got your Bishop Miege, and I think Kansas City Piper.
Yeah.
Is going to be tough this year, but for the most part, any 4A team, you have to like the Vikings' chances.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said we were talking about LC and us earlier in the year. We don't want to get in a situation where we're going to have to play Coffeyville or Independence for the third time this year, just because they're a league team and we know each other so well. You never want to have to play a league team like that for the third time just to go to the state tournament.
Looks like it's time for the national anthem at Field Kinley High School, so we'll step away for a 2-minute break, and we'll be back for our boys contest when we return. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93. And we're back live at Field Kinley High School. Derek Williams just announced to the crowd as Derek Williams. You'll get that every now and then. Tyler Thompson, the head coach for the Golden Tornado. Of course, Anthony Houck, the head coach for the Vikings. DeQuan Johnson coming out to midcourt. As usual, the Vikings on the road will be wearing their traveling blue uniforms with gold trim, and the NATO will be in their home white with the purple and gold trim. I mentioned Tyler Thompson, the head coach for Coffeyville, and his younger brother Tucker Thompson is one of the assistant coaches, and Rob, talk about a kid who could score the ball.
Yeah.
Tucker Thompson was a very talented player. I want to say he spent his first 3 years at Lebec County.
I believe so.
And then once his older brother got the head coaching job at Field Kinley, he transferred down here to Coffeyville. He wanted to play for his brother, and it's been his senior year as part of the Golden Tornado. So we're getting very close to the start of our ball game. We had an unexpected change in the Coffeyville lineup. And then they had mentioned they had some senior night activities going on, and they're going to give the senior Clayton Wallace, 6'4" senior, chance to be in the starting lineup tonight.
That might be their answer to Pierce Thomas.
Yeah, it could be. Pierce can be a tough matchup for teams because of his length. He's not, we've mentioned it before, he's not a real wide kid, not real bulky, but 6'6", and he plays taller than that. I don't know how long his arms are, but I imagine his wingspan would be equivalent to at least 6'9". So Scheibe, Thomas, Williams, Yates, and Johnson out on the floor. Tyler Thompson gives his team a few parting words, and so they completely shuffled the starting lineup. We got a set of twins out there for Coffeyville. We'll try to
wonder what the issue is.
Catch up best we can. Jacob Mund, one of the starters for Coffeyville, and we're underway. Parsons wins the opening tip. Derek Williams, as Coffeyville opens up in a zone defense, until they switch to man-to-man eventually. Derek for 3 is going to be short. Run down by Joel Scheibe. Kicks it back out to Derek Williams. Wallace patrolling the paint in the middle of this zone. DeQuan over to Derek. Gets it down low to Yates, and he gets the roll off the glass. The Vikings score first. They're up 2-0.
Nice set by the Vikings.
Mund with it for Coffeyville. Gets it over to Caleb Riley. Ball's going to go out of bounds right through the hands of Jacob Mund, 5'9" senior. So
maybe senior night.
Obviously, they got
2 different seniors.
They probably got every possible senior out on the floor, and I'm sure this will be short-lived, but still, it's a nice gesture by Coach Thompson.
Yes, definitely.
Little lob into Pierce Thomas, and he gets blocked from behind, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Well, one thing I'd like to see Pierce improve on is his free throw shooting, because he has the potential to get to the line quite a bit.
Yes, he does. Once he continues to fill out, another kid that really got in the weight room and worked hard this summer. He's going to get, bigger upper body. He's going to be tough matchup.
First one in and out and back in. So we'll take whatever we can get. It falls through. Vikings go up 3-0, just underway.
But similar to the girls' game, the Vikings got the ball against that zone in the high post, and 2 times now DeQuan's initiated a basket from there.
Second free throw drops right through as the Vikings go with the press, leading 4-0. Long pass up ahead, and then trying to get it down underneath to Wallace. Somehow Wallace ended up with it.
Somehow did get it.
The Vikings should have had the steal. NBA 3 is going to go down. Nice job by Jalen Logan, the 5'8" junior.
That was from the Tornado.
Joel Scheibe from the baseline, nothing but net. Joel Scheibe responds for the Vikings.
Vikings are going to try to get Joel more looks. He's shooting over 40% from the three-point line. He's just not getting the number of looks he's got in the past. I think he's averaging less than 4 to 2 looks a game. And
he's the best
would like to be
pure
more
shooter on the team.
That comes out of transition and running set plays for him.
6-3, Vikings by 3. Vikings are in a zone right now. Mund with it out to point guard Logan. Quick move, he loses it. Joel Scheibe dives on the floor, and it's going to be a tie-up situation. It will stay with Field Kinley. And honestly, Coach Tucker has stayed with these senior starters longer than I thought he would. Phil Kinley gets it in to Jacob Mund. He loses it, picked up by Logan. Mund is going to try a three. It's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by, nope, I thought Tariq was going to get it. He should have had it.
A little lackadaisical.
Yeah, Coffeyville gets it, and Logan can't score though, and Tariq does lose it for a second time, but his quickness gets it back. Up ahead to Yates. Boy, that could be almost an intentional foul. Pretty close. Wasn't a lot of malice, but two arms wrapped around Yates. Clearly an intentional foul, but they're just going to give Yates 2 free throws. Foul was on Cameron Riley, his second. 2 free throws for Yates. First one on the way will roll in. Yates now has 3 points, and the Vikings lead 7-3 with 5:36 to go in quarter number 1. Vikings looking for their 11th win of the year and their 5th win in the SEK tonight. Second free throw, no good. Pulled down by Wallace of Field Kinley. Now a bad pass, stolen away by Scheibe. Gets it ahead to Daquan. Daquan gets around his man and puts it in. Little jump stop by Daquan. It's his first basket, and the Vikings lead 9-3. Vikings going with a press. And here come the regular Coffeyville starters to the scorers table. Still a great opportunity for these seniors that don't get a lot of minutes. Logan penetrates the zone, puts it up with the left hand, no good. Pulled out by Zeke Lyons, who was just checked in for the Vikings. Kicks it off to Yates. Got a path. He's going to score off the glass, and he is fouled. So the Vikings doing a good job kind of taking advantage of a little bit lesser talent on the floor for the NATO.
You know, there's some games where it's late in the fourth quarter when Devontae gets that many shot attempts up. So good start for him, just shot attempts.
So Devontae at the line shooting one, and it is no good. An offensive rebound by Daquan Johnson.
Hustle by Daquan.
Kicks it out to Yates. Three-pointer for Joel Scheibe. Buries it. Joel Scheibe now with 5 points, and the Vikings with a 14-3 lead. But now Coffeyville has their troops back on the floor. Three-pointer by Logan, no good. Rebounded by Yates. Being hounded by Kelly all the way up the floor, and Kelly's going to get called for the foul.
Every coach wants the push-off, but the push-off happens after the whistle blows, and then they want that push-off call.
Yeah, C.J. Kelly wanted it too, and look, from our vantage point, it looked like he was bumping Devontae the whole way. So 14-3, Vikings off to a quick start against the NATO. They get it into Joel Scheibe. And Zeke for three, and he buries it. Zeke Lyons knocks it down. And the Vikings up big over Coffeyville at 17-3. C.J. Kelly with a nice spin move, drops it off underneath to Knight, and he scores off the glass. So 17-5, Vikings by 12, 4:05 to go in the first quarter. Tariq loses it temporarily, gets it back, almost a reach-in foul. Tariq kicks it out, Scheibe's open, he'll launch a three. And that one's no good, rebounded by C.J. Kelly. Kelly looking to push the pace. Goes all the way to the basket. Are they going to count it? They do. C.J. Kelly scores off the glass, and he gets fouled. Now things starting to pick up a little bit for the NATO. They were down 17-3 after starting, letting some of their seniors that don't get a lot of minutes get out on the floor. Kelly trying to complete the three-point play. Can't get the roll, but a battle for the loose ball. Won by Daquan Johnson. Come the Vikings at the other end. Layup missed by Zeke and pulled out by Myrie of Coffeyville. Myrie almost had his pocket picked. Finds Knight underneath. Good look, and Knight scores off the glass. 6 unanswered. Quickly at the other end, Tariq gets bumped in the paint. No call, but he scores. Drake gets his first basket to stop the 6-0 run. 19-9, Vikings by 10. Myri's going to try a three. It's no good. Gets his own rebound. Logan tried to get it cross court to Kelly.
It looked like he was throwing that across court.
Pretty easy steal, as it turns out, for the Vikings. Zeke. I don't know who he was trying to get it to, but it's stolen. Logan kicks it out to Kelly. He's open for a three. Buries it. CJ Kelly with 5 points. All of a sudden, it's 19-12. Joel tries to answer with a three. Short. And rebounded on the weak side by Coffeyville. Myrie with a turnaround from 14. He hits. Coffeyville hitting everything all of a sudden, and a timeout called by Parsons. Vikings raced out to a 17-3 lead, but since then, Coffeyville an 11-2 run. It is 19-14 Parsons, 2:32 to go in quarter number one. And Rob, I thought Thompson maybe left his that unusual starting lineup on the floor a little bit too long, but his regular starting five have responded, and they've got Coffeyville right back in it, and we're still got a couple of minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Coffeyville's playing a lot of one-on-one, and that's kind of what we've done the last couple of shifts down the floor. I think Coach probably wants to slow that up and run a little bit of offense and get the looks we're getting within our offense instead of, just up and down the floor.
And going to be several subs coming in for Parsons out of this timeout. Patch Lodeholtz, Luke Walgamont onto the floor, so going to have Pierce and Luke on the floor. I don't see that very often. So Pierce and Luke along with Patch, and then Tariq Williams and Zeke Lyons. Coffeyville in a man-to-man. Tariq gets a high screen. He'll launch a three. It's short. And pulled down by Logan of Coffeyville. Up ahead to Kelly. He beats everybody, and he lays it in. CJ Kelly with 7 points in the first quarter. What was a 17-3 lead for the Vikings is now 19-16. Patch on a little curl. He's cut off by Kelly. Oh, nice move by Patch. He scores off the glass.
Way to be aware where you're out on the floor. Good job by Patch.
Much needed basket for the Vikings. See if the Vikings can get a stop. Myrie, good look underneath tonight. Probably should have scored. Couldn't get it to go.
Well, you got to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the lane.
Yeah, Knights had some really good looks. Very close to the basket. And the 6'5 senior is going to get a couple of free throws. Foul was on Walgamont, his first. Free throw goes down. That gives Knight 5 points here in the first quarter. High scoring first quarter. 21-17, Vikings by 4. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. Somehow Knight gets it back, but he can't score. But the long rebound comes to CJ Kelly. Coffeyville just quicker than Parsons here in the last few minutes. Myrie, good look underneath to Knight, knocked out of bounds by Lodeholtz.
Penetration, too easy.
You don't see teams do that very often to the Vikings.
Big guy's got to come help. That leaves an easy dish down low. That's happened numerous times.
Logan to throw it in from the baseline. Finds Kelly in the corner. Working on Patch. Now Trey Myrie picked up by Walgamont. Gets around him easily. Then, a great block by Pierce. Just saved the basket. Here goes Derek. Getting hounded by Logan. Derek wants to go one-on-one. Now he kicks it in the corner. Patch will try a three. It's off the mark, no good. Good box out by Knight. Here comes Field Kinley, only down by 4. Minute 15 to go in the first quarter. Myrie. Little hesitation dribble. He's going to get fouled, I believe, by Zeke Lyons.
I believe so.
So Zeke picks up his first. 4 team fouls on Field Kinley, and
better get out on the corner.
3 on the Vikings. 21-17.
We're going to close out here.
Graham has it. Back to Kelly. To Logan. Good bounce pass to Myrie. Fakes the three. Goes baseline. Somehow Graham ends up with it. Scores, and he's fouled. Coffeyville has played some inspired basketball here the last 3 or 4 minutes. These starters came in down 17-3. And now they're only down 2, and Graham can cut it to 1 with the free throw. We have exactly 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Graham's free throw is perfect. 21-20, Parsons by 1. Derek Williams quickly up ahead to DeQuan, goes baseline.
Maybe a charge?
Boy, that was kind of I think it could have been an offensive foul. So. DeQuan's hurt. Not exactly sure. Possibly caught a knee. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Looks like CJ was set for a while there.
Yeah, I think Kelly was set. He's asking for an explanation from the official, but that'll be his second. DeQuan trying to walk it off. He may have got a knee in the quad.
Yeah, I think so. That's 2 on CJ Kelly. That helps us a lot.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete. It'd be nice if he could spend some minutes on the bench. 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Vikings leading, but only by 1 point. Free throw is good by DeQuan Johnson. Good job by DeQuan. Not easy to go shoot a free throw after you have that kind of collision.
Okay, we have 6 guys on the floor right now. I'm not sure what. There we go.
Okay, Yates is going to replace Walgamont. Walgamont heads to the bench. So DeQuan with 3 points. Trying to hit his second free throw, and he does. 23-20, Vikings by 3. 50 seconds to go in quarter number 1. And we have Tariq Logan in the Coffeyville lineup. Graham on the near side. Vikings have gone to a zone.
I think Coach probably had to try to stop the dribble penetration.
Yeah, it was killing. So Graham's going to launch a 3, and he hits everything going down here in the first quarter.
Graham shot extremely well at our place, if I remember right.
Yeah, he did. And we are tied at 23. What a comeback by Field Kinley here in the first quarter. Vikings with under 30 seconds to go, actually under 20 seconds to go. And looks like they will try to hold for the final shot of the first quarter. 23-23, Parsons raced out to a 17-3 lead. It's been all Coffeyville ever since. Foul on Tariq Logan out top, working against Derek Williams. Vikings have 4.8 seconds to work with.
That'd be Coach's favorite sideline inbounds.
Derek into Pierce. Nothing to do with it. Derek, will he get a shot off? They will. No, it's not going to count. Shot didn't go down anyway. It was kind of a poor execution that time by the Vikings. So
I don't think we were ready for the ball on the sideline. I think we thought it was going to be underneath.
Very interesting first quarter comes to an end with your score. Field Kinley 23, Parsons 23. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Don't miss all of the action at Kansas Crossing Casino, just south of Pittsburgh, Kansas. It's all about the Benjamins on Saturday, March 2nd at 11 p.m. 10 people will be selected. 9 will win $1,000 in free play, and 1 will win the grand prize, $19,000 in cash. Earn entries in the month of February by playing your favorite slots and table games. See KansasCrossingCasino.com for latest events and promotional details.
(23-23) at the end of the first quarter. In case you're joining us late, Field Kinley on senior night started some seniors that don't see a lot of action, and Vikings took advantage, raced out to a 17-3 lead, but then the starters for Coffeyville came in, and they just stormed back to get this thing tied at the end of the first quarter. 12 guys in the scoring column in that first quarter, 5 for Coffeyville and 7 for Parsons. Vikings have the basketball as we get started with quarter number 2. Yates with a strong move. Can't score, but he gets fouled, and he will be rewarded with a couple of free throws. Seth Bromley, who started the second quarter for Coffeyville, picks up the personal. He's a 6-foot junior.
We're in the bonus for virtually this whole quarter, so it'll be interesting to see how we attack the basket.
Yeah, that's a 7th team foul on Field Kinley. I'm sure Coach Houck will be telling his guys, hey, get into the paint, let's get to the line. Free throw goes down for Devontae Yates. He's now 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. Vikings leading scorer now with 6 points. 1 point lead for Parsons at 24-23. Second free throw by Yates will roll in. And here comes Tariq Logan with it. Vikings will stay in a zone look. More of a, might be a 1-3-1.
Yeah,
the Vikings have thrown that out at teams on occasion. Bromley skip pass over to one of the Logans. We've got 2 Logans on the floor right now. Jalen and Tariq. Bad pass, going to be picked up by who? The Vikings should have had it.
Oh, we're just not.
Pierce should have been a little bit stronger with the ball. Graham gets it, and he has it in the corner. Back to Logan.
That's no reason why we shouldn't have got that basketball.
Trey Myrie goes baseline, cut off by the 6'6" Pierce Thomas. Here's a three-pointer that goes down. Knocking it down once again is Brendan Graham. He has 8 points, and Coffeyville has their first lead of the ball game at 26-25. Zeke gets bumped, puts it up from 10, can't score. Graham with the rebound. Gets it to the point guard, Logan. Ball knocked away, but Tariq Logan gets it for Field Kinley. Logan calls for the ball, thought about a three.
Yes, he did.
Now to Graham, to Tariq, or to Myrie rather. Over to Logan on the far side, quick move. Bromley to Tariq Logan. 1 point lead for Field Kinley. They are on a 23-8 run. Vikings still in the zone. Logan sees an opening, goes baseline, gets blocked from behind by Pierce Thomas, but an easy pickup on the other side, and putting it in is Trey Myrie. 28-25, Field Kinley by 3, 6 minutes to go in the first half. The other end, layup no good by Yates, and pulled out by Field Kinley. Logan quickly at the other end. Boy, charges right in. That's an offensive foul. And then I think he just kicked Tariq Williams, but I may be wrong. He may have just been frustrated. Kind of kicked his foot on the floor because I didn't see Tariq react. But I think that was a good call, although they probably should have called it on Daquan earlier. I think they got that one right. It's going to be a charging foul on Jaden Logan.
Well, there's no protected lane in high school, so.
Right. So the Vikings find themselves down by 3, 28-25, 5:45 to go in the half. Tariq guarded out top by Tariq Logan. So it's Tariq on Tariq. Johnson at the top of the key, finds a patch underneath, working on Myrie. Can't get it any separation. Joel double teamed, he's in trouble. Finds Daquan, puts it up from 10. It's not even close. Good effort by Patch, but I think they're going to get Patch on the foul.
That looked like a good rebound.
Yeah, it looked like great hustle by Patch, but they're going to get him for the personal. So that is his first personal and the team's 5th. Again, the Vikings are already in the bonus. Vikings stay with that 1-3-1 zone. 28-25. Coffeyville has come storming back to take a 3-point lead. Myrie on the far side. They kick it out to Logan. Now Tariq Logan on the near side. Jaden Logan penetrates the zone and gets fouled. What Coffeyville doing to Parsons, what the Vikings usually do to their opponent. And 2 free throws coming for the 5'8" junior.
Coffeyville's just a little quicker to the ball than us right now.
And the free throw goes down for Jalen Logan. It's hard to believe that the Vikings had a 14-point lead back in the first quarter because all of a sudden they are in a 4-point hole with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. Second free throw is also good. Coffeyville with their biggest lead of the night now at 30-25. Oh, good cut to the basket by Daquan, and he scores off the glass. Give the assist to Tariq Williams. 3-point lead for Coffeyville. They have the ball. 4:42 to go in the half. Trey Myrie. To Graham, who's hit a couple of threes here in the first half. Now to Jaden Logan. Myrie, a 3 from the corner. He hits!
They might shoot us out of our zone.
Yeah, he has 7 points now. It's a 6-point lead for Coffeyville at 33-27. Daquan tried to make something happen. It's tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it's going to go to Coffeyville, and Parsons doesn't argue. So turnover on the Vikings. Here comes C.J. Kelly back into the lineup with those 2 fouls. Coffeyville, even with C.J. on the bench, just kept things rolling, and they've extended out to a 6-point lead, and they have the basketball. 4:12 to go in the first half. Myri's feeling it. He launches a long 3, no good, but a long rebound comes to Logan. C.J. Kelly, he's going to try a long 3. It's off the mark, no good. Vikings have the numbers at the other end, and a layup by DeQuan Johnson. Boy, did the Vikings need that basket. DeQuan now has 8 points.
Good transition.
Vikings to within 4 now. Coffeyville up 33-29. Oh, great move by Myri, but then an even better defensive play by Johnson as he gets the steal. Bounce pass to Patch, but he didn't have the angle. And it's taken out by Trey Myri. Myri crossover. Now over to Kelly. Splits a couple of defenders. Lost his dribble. Oh, good ball movement by Coffeyville. They get an open look, but a 3-pointer by Myri, no good. Finally, Coffeyville might be cooling off just a tad.
Yes.
Joel Scheibe on the near side, back to Yates. Wants to penetrate, he loses it out of bounds. And yeah, he was probably going to have a layup.
He was going to have one there.
First 4 or 5 minutes went great for the Vikings. Since then, it's mostly been all Coffeyville. 33-29, NATO in front. 3:15 to go in the first half. Tariq Logan will walk it up the floor. Now he gives it off to Jalen Logan. Vikings still in his zone. Myri thought about another 3. Up top to Tariq Logan. Jalen Logan fakes a 3. Wants to penetrate the zone again. And he scores off the glass against the 6'6" Pierce Thomas.
They shouldn't be getting the penetration against our zone as easily as they are.
6-point lead for Coffeyville. 14-footer, no good by Derek. Knight with the rebound. Here comes the NATO. Up ahead to Myri, fakes the 3, gets around his man. Blocked hard from behind, but they're going to say he was fouled by Derek. And the Coffeyville player still on the ground.
What'd they call there? They call a charge?
Well, I didn't. They must have the way Coach Thompson is reacting. It was Tariq Logan who got called for the charge. I didn't see who he charged into.
I didn't either.
I thought the block was clean by Derek Williams, so they didn't call Derek for the foul on the block. And somebody had position under the basket for the Vikings.
Yeah,
there was a whole cluster of bodies under there. So the Vikings may have just caught a break. They are down by 6, though, 35-29. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. No doubt the Coffeyville starters have dominated this game for the most part. Great cut by Devontae Yates, and he scores off the glass. Give Joel Scheibe the assist. 4-point lead for Coffeyville at 35-31. Knight with it. Get out to Tariq. Fakes a 3. Now he puts up a 3. Couldn't come down with it. And we have a whistle. Why do we have a whistle?
We call a foul on. It's a 1-on-1 for us if it's on Coffeyville. What's the call?
Boy, the Vikings had numbers going the other way. That was going to be a layup. I don't know if it hit maybe did it hit a support maybe?
What was the call here?
I have no idea what the whistle was for. So the Vikings probably just lost out on a basket. They do have possession. Down by 4, just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Zeke with it.
Call there.
Oh, there's a lot of contact out there, but instead they're going to call Zeke for a traveling violation. 35-31. Field Kinley on top by 4. We were tied at 23 at the end of the first quarter. Here comes C.J. Kelly into the front court. Vikings stay in a 1-3-1 zone. See if the Vikings can keep Field Kinley from penetrating this thing. They've had quite a bit of success doing that. Jaden Logan, he's open. He launches a 3. It's off the mark and rebound. Boy, DeQuan got hit from behind and no call because he had the ball and then lost it. Trey Myri out to Logan. Boy, he almost took steps.
Graham's the one shooting well.
Yep, he's trying to 3, but he's air ball on that one. Here comes DeQuan. Lobs it up, and the layup goes down for Devontae Yates. Nice job by the Vikings. They are within 2 now at 35-33, minute 13 to go in the first half. Knight's going to try a 3 from the corner, and he buries it. Knight with 8 points. And just like that, it's a 5-point lead again for Field Kinley at 38-33. Yates gets around his man who kind of took a chance. No! And we're going to call a charge on Devontae Yates, and I totally disagree with that.
That was not. That was
that's a makeup call, if I've ever seen one. And I haven't seen Coach Houck this upset in quite a while.
No.
And he's giving the official an earful.
Yes, he is.
So that was definitely a makeup call, no doubt about that. So Yates picks up his first, and 50 seconds to go. And the Vikings still in the zone. Field Kinley may want to just hold for one. They've got a 5-point lead here. They have put up 38 points on the Vikings here in the first half. Logan to C.J. Kelly. 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, we're going to match up now.
Vikings switch out to a man-to-man, and there's a steal by Daquan Johnson. Daquan picks it up, gives it to Scheibe, right back to Daquan. Now the Vikings may try to hold for one. Daquan gets around Kelly to Yates. 15 seconds to go in the first half. 5-point lead for Field Kinley at 38-33. 10 seconds to go. Yates guarded by Graham. Gets around Graham. Puts it up in the lane. Can't get the roll. Rebounded by Field Kinley. They almost lost it out of bounds. They will get a shot off at half court. Nope, little bit late. And halftime is here. What a first half by Field Kinley, erasing a 17-3 deficit. And they head to the locker room, leading the Vikings 38-33. We'll take a 3-minute break and be back to break down the first half. You're listening to Viking basketball on B93.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
And welcome back, everybody. Scott Marlowe with you on V93 is halftime with the Vikings trailing Field Kinley 38-33 at halftime. In case you missed any of the first half, the Vikings raced out to a 17-3 lead in the first quarter, and that was due primarily to it being senior night at Coffeyville, and Coach Thompson let a lot of his seniors that normally don't play a lot of varsity minutes get out on the floor, and the Vikings took advantage of it, raised out to that 14-point lead, but then it was all Coffeyville after that. They put their starting five in, and they outscored the Vikings the rest of the way, 35-16, and they enjoy a 38-33 lead at the break. And Rob, I was flipping through my scorebook, and from what I can tell, that's the most points any opponent has put on the Vikings in the first half this season.
Yeah. That was after a slow start. Like I said, they were down 17-3, and they just put together a flurry. They were getting in the paint when they wanted. The 50-50 balls, they seem to be getting all those, and just everything going their way.
38-33, Coffeyville on top. Want to mention, again, live video stream is available for tonight's broadcast. We have a myriad of ways for you to pick up that live video feed. You can visit the KLKC Facebook page. You can search Parsons Viking Sports on YouTube. You can go to Twitter at KLKC Radio, Periscope KLKC Radio, or you can just go to the radio station's website, which is klkcradio.com. Let's go and run down the scoring totals from the first half. Very balanced scoring, really for both teams, but especially for Field Kinley. They were led by Brendan Graham, had a couple of threes in the first half, and he leads the way with 9 points. Trio of players with 7, Jaden Logan, Trey Myrie, and C.J. Kelly, and then Andrew Knight pumped in 8 points in the first half. Leading the way for the Vikings, Devontae Yates is already in double figures with 11. Daquan Johnson has 8 points. 5 points for Joel Scheibe, 3 points for Zeke Lyons, and 2 points apiece for Patch Lodeholtz, Pierce Thomas, and Derek Williams. And Rob, I don't know that I've ever seen, Coffeyville, they put up about 20 points in the final 4 minutes of the first quarter to go from 3 points to 23 points. And one thing I've noticed, and this would kind of go with how they led the Vikings after 3 quarters up in Parsons earlier this year, they always seem to play well against the Vikings.
Yes, they do.
But they don't really seem to finish well against the Vikings. Usually the last 3 or 4 minutes usually belongs to Parsons, and hopefully that's the case tonight, or the Vikings may be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, I thought last time we played them, same type of game. I thought it was a little sloppier on both ends. A lot of turnovers, if I remember right, that first time we played. Not a high-scoring game. This one, I don't know what happened. We were playing really well, and they subbed in, and I think they got a old-fashioned three-point play to get them started, and then they just went on a run where I don't think they missed a shot. They may have went 8 for 8 or 9 for 9 at one point in there.
Everything they threw up, and a lot of them were from the three-point.
Yeah, they just
behind the three-point line, and they put up some points in a hurry. Yeah, 38-33 at halftime up in Parsons. Back in December, they led only 23-22.
Yeah,
at the break.
That was so a little lower scoring.
A lot more scoring here tonight. So once again, your halftime score: Field Kinley 38, Parsons 33. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with more. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93. And we are still at halftime at Field Kinley High School, where the Golden Tornado lead the Vikings 38-33. Just a flurry of offense by the Golden Tornado, particularly from about the 4-minute mark of the first quarter to the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. That 8-minute stretch, they just put up a ton of points and race out to a 38-33 advantage. They're going to have the basketball as we get ready to start the second half. They'll send out C.J. Kelly, Jalen Logan, Brendan Graham, Trey Myrie, and Andrew Knight. Waiting to see who the Vikings are going to counter with. Looks like Derek Williams, Joel Scheibe, Daquan Johnson, Zeke Lyons, and looks like Devontae Yates. Something that coach has done a lot here recently, starting Pierce Thomas in the first half and then starting replacing him with Zeke Lyons to start the second half. And we are ready for basketball. Third quarter underway. The Vikings this time will open up in a man-to-man defense. Graham guarded by Scheibe, hands off to Myrie. And we've got an illegal screen, and that's on Kelly.
Yeah, that's an easy call.
Very easy call, and that's his third personal. Here comes Derek Williams with it. Looks like Field Kinley will open up in a straight.
I would try to get the ball to whoever.
Man-to-man as well. Look at that move by Derek. Hands it off to Yates, and he puts it in. Another assist for Derek Williams. And Devontae Yates leads all scores with 13 points. Vikings within 3 at 38-35. Graham over to Kelly. Spin move in the paint. A floater is going to go. Nice move by C.J. Kelly.
He's been a tough matchup for us in the past.
And he has 9 points. 5-point lead for the NATO early in the third quarter. Zeke goes baseline, and he gets fouled by Jalen Logan. That will be his second. And the team's second here in the second half. 7:16 to go in the third quarter. 40-35. Field Kinley has a 5-point lead. Joel Scheibe to inbound. Gets it in the corner to Zeke. Out to Lyons. Trying to get it to Joel for a three, and he's going to be way off the mark. Barely grazes the rim. Probably released that a little bit quicker than he wanted to. Myrie at the other end. Good penetration. Hands off to Knight. Little hook shot. Will not go, and rebounded out by Derek Williams. Derek to Daquan. Good defense by Myrie, so they kick it out to Zeke for a three-pointer. It's way off the mark, but an offensive board by Devontae Yates, and he puts it in off the glass.
Fortunate bounce for the Vikings there.
And already 15 points for Devontae Yates, 6'3" senior, leading the way tonight. 3-point lead for Field Kinley. Myrie's going to try to make it a 6-point lead, and he does. He buries the three-pointer from the corner. He is in double figures with 10. That is his second three-pointer. Coffeyville shooting really well tonight, and they have a 6-point lead. Here goes Joel Scheibe. He's in trouble. Out to Derek. A long two by Williams. Is going to be off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Daquan. Gets it to Yates. And he goes off the glass and scores again. Devontae Yates being very aggressive on the offensive end. 17 points.
Let's string together a couple stops here.
Yeah, 43-39 now. Field Kinley by 4. Graham to Myrie. Gets a screen now. And a touch foul out top on Joel Scheibe. 43-39. 5:56 to go in the third quarter. Myrie to throw it in from the far sideline. Get into C.J. Kelly. Kelly, the only player, I believe, on the floor who has 3 personals. This man in the air puts it up from 17, and it's good. C.J. Kelly in double figures with 11. Vikings are scoring. They just can't get any stops.
No.
6-point lead again for Field Kinley at 45-39. Yates goes baseline, loses it, picks it up again, and he scores again. I haven't seen Devontae this aggressive all season. He has all 8 points for the Vikings in this quarter, but Kelly at the other end with a great move. He missed it. But Knight with the offensive rebound.
I thought there was a foul there.
Logan has it, finds Knight in the corner. Nice move on the baseline. He gets fouled by Devontae Yates. Unbelievable action tonight.
Yes. You just have to string together some defensive stops, like you said.
Parsons has outscored Coffeyville in the third quarter, but only 8-7. Get it into Graham. He about lost it. Almost a traveling violation, but he got rid of it to Myrie. Trey Myrie gets a screen from Kelly. Hands off to... Now Logan has it. Logan kicks it in the corner to Kelly. Fakes a three, goes baseline. A reverse layup goes down. C.J. Kelly with a great third quarter. He has 13 points. Again, a 6-point lead for Field Kinley at 47-41. Great look underneath to Daquan Johnson, and he scores. Give another assist to Derek Williams. Johnson in double figures with 10. 47-43. NBA three by C.J. Kelly. This one is finally missed. Rebounded by Derek.
Well, heat check by Kelly there.
Derek crossover, and he goes up to the left hand, and he gets the roll. He scores. 4 points now for Derek Williams. Parsons within 2 at 47-45. Quickly at the other end, Myrie with a spin move. Then we have a traveling violation before the foul. There was a foul called, but the traveling violation occurred before the contact.
Yep, I agree with that call.
Coach Thompson cannot believe it, but he just encourages his team to get back on defense. It's going to be Zeke Lyons inbounding to Derek Williams. 47-45, Coffeyville by 2, 4:09 to go in our third quarter. Coffeyville wins tonight. They will draw even with the Vikings in the league standings at 4-4. Vikings trying to stay above 500 tonight. Derek Williams into the paint, drops it off again to Daquan, who puts it in. And we are tied at 47. Derek and Daquan, they've worked together hundreds of times, and you can tell it's paying off. Here's Thomas. We've got an open three. That's a miscommunication out top. And they left Logan open, and he buries the three, and we have a timeout on the floor. 50-47. Field Kinley leads it with 3:34 to go in the third quarter. It's just a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it here at the gymnasium. And Rob, at some point, one of these teams is going to cool off.
You would think.
And if that happens and the other team stays hot, somebody may pull away with this thing. But Coffeyville continues to hit from the outside. Parsons has done a good job getting looks close to the basket.
Yeah. Both teams, when against each other's man-to-man, seem to be able to get in the lane whenever they want, which leads to a lot of open layups. And then, like you said, Coffeyville's kicking out and knocking down the open threes. So both teams definitely need to tighten up on the defensive end.
The way this is going, these teams are going to exceed their final score.
Yes,
they had up in Parsons by the time the third quarter comes to an end. Parsons won up at PHS 56-53, but with 3:28 to go in the third quarter, Coffeyville leading it 50-47. Parsons has the ball. Derek Williams changes direction. Tried to bounce pass underneath, and it's going to be loose. And Coffeyville comes away with it. Trey Myrie with it. Hesitates, now kicks it out to Graham from 15. He is good again. He's in double figures with 11. 5-point lead for Coffeyville at 52-47. Devontae Yates to Derek. He wants a three-pointer. In and out, no good. Boy, it looked good the whole way, but it was halfway down and came out, rebounded by Field Kinley. Kelly into the paint, a lot of contact, but no foul. Here come the Vikings. Who's it out on? I think it's out on Zeke. He wasn't able to save it. That was good defense by Logan.
Nice job by Logan.
Stopping the fast break. On senior night here, Coffeyville playing with some intensity. Here's Tariq Logan into the lineup, replacing Knight. 2:37 to go in the third quarter. Field Kinley with a 5-point lead and the ball. They led by 5 at halftime. Vikings drew even. Kelly almost had his pocket picked, gets it back, finds an opening. This time he gets fouled. I think that's going to be number 3 on Devontae Yates. Yates has 19 points, 8 points here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has 3 personals now.
Oh.
And coach is going to leave him on the floor. Scheibe checks in, but he replaces Zeke Lyons. Jaden Logan inbounding from the baseline. And inbound stolen away by Johnson. Great job by Daquan. Gets fouled, and he scores at the other end. What a move by Daquan Johnson.
Nice hustle, nice play by Daquan.
Daquan up to 14 points on the night. 52-49. 3-point lead for Field Kinley, 2:23 to go in the third quarter. Myrie picks up his first foul as Daquan buries the free throw. Back to a 2-point lead for Field Kinley. Nobody picks up Myrie. He's got an open path to the basket, and he scores easily. What a breakdown on defense by the Vikings.
And what we were doing there.
Yates with it. Vikings down by 4. The Vikings were within 2, and then now the ball is loose. Picked up by Derek, and then he loses it. Picked up by Graham. Up to Logan. He thought about a 3, I think. Gives it off to Myrie. Crossover. He's cut off. And the quick hands of Derek Williams get the steal. Up ahead to Yates. Yates took steps. Before Yates put the ball down, he shuffled his feet a little bit. And the Vikings just lost out on a layup. Some silly miscues here in the last couple of minutes by the Vikings. 4-point lead for Field Kinley. They have the ball. Myrie with the crossover. Puts up a shot. Can't get it. Rebounded by Yates. Devontae brings it up the floor himself. If you like fast-paced basketball, it's been your kind of night.
Yes, it has.
Vikings with the ball down by 4. Derek hesitates, then shoots a 3, and this time he gets it to go down. Huge three-pointer from the corner by Derek Williams. Pulls the Vikings to within 1 at 54-53. Minute 8 to go in the third quarter. Myrie gets a high screen.
Like to get out of this quarter without Devontae getting number 4.
Penetrates, kicks it out, and it's a turnover as he led Tariq Logan too much. Here comes Knight checking into the lineup. He'll replace Graham for Field Kinley. Now, believe it or not, the Vikings can take the lead on this possession.
Yeah,
it has been
on the floor. We got 6 guys on the floor.
About a timeout, and we're going to have a technical.
Yeah, we're going to get a technical here.
Who was the 1, 2?
That's 6.
I'm not exactly sure what happened, but the Vikings, I believe, had 6 guys on the floor.
He's got to get. Let him know who the ball's coming in for.
So just to recap, 55 seconds to go. And they are going to call the technical. And who is it? Coach Hawk said that is on you, and I can't tell who he's talking to.
The only one of the officials. Official didn't wait for the subs to get on and off the floor.
And the technical free throw by Myrie goes down, and he's going to get another one.
Yeah.
Tough break for the Vikings. Second one is no good, but Coffeyville will get the ball. Vikings, we're going to have a chance to take the lead on that possession. Instead, they ended up with 6 men on the floor. I didn't see the Coach Houck
coming in from someone taking the ball down the other end of the floor. And
Coach Houck, boy, he
still livid.
He is hot, and he is talking to 2 officials, and he is telling them right now exactly what they did wrong. You know, a game like this, and now Jaquan Johnson comes in, pulls Coach into the timeout huddle so he doesn't get another technical. It's a full timeout, but there's so much to talk about. I think we'll just keep it here at the gym. Coach Houck still giving the official an earful. Jaquan Johnson trying to get his coach under control. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Field Kinley is leading it 55-53, and they will have the ball coming out of this timeout. Coach Houck still talking to an official now, but he's calmed down a little bit. And if the officials, I'm assuming the officials made the mistake, otherwise Coach Houck wouldn't be as animated and as upset as he is. So on the floor for the Vikings out of this timeout, it's Walgamont, Johnson, Lodeholtz, Scheibe, and Yates. And for Coffeyville, it's Knight, Kelly, the 2 Logans.
We were down 1 with the basketball there. That's what hurt. They got 2 free throws in the ball. Inbounds the ball down 1.
Yeah, we were only down 1 with the ball, and now Field Kinley, after making 1 free throw, is up 2, and they have possession. So that's a big turning point in this ball game. Officials still trying to get some things sorted out. C.J. Kelly will inbound to Jalen Logan, and here we go. Vikings look like they will be in a man-to-man defense as play resumes. 2-point lead for the NATO. 55-53 with 40 seconds to go in quarter number 3. C.J. Kelly with it. Coffeyville is either, looks like they want to hold for the last shot or possibly looking for a backdoor cut. Jaden Logan guarded by Johnson. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. Coffeyville with the ball in a 2-point lead. Logan kicks it in the corner to Kelly. Right back to Jalen Logan. Coffeyville's almost a backcourt. I don't think it was. The official did not have a good angle at it, and I did. And I don't know that Logan's foot touched the half-court line.
Let's make sure we get in who we're going in for. Let's go. Hold on. Okay, we're going to get another 6 guys on the floor.
Very close.
Yep.
It's going to be Yates,
Patch,
Williams. Now they're not going to let Pouch come in.
Yeah, he stepped off. He's got to stay off.
So here comes Zeke Lyons into the lineup. So it's Williams, Yates, Lyons, Scheibe, and Johnson for these final 10 seconds. Vikings down by 2. Late in the third quarter, Drake looking to make a move, gets bumped twice. He scores off the glass, and we're going to be tied going into the fourth quarter. 55-55, and Rob, I guess the Vikings, all things considered, have to feel pretty good.
Yes, we do.
Going into the final 8 minutes. Tied at 55 at the end of 3 quarters. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
When it comes to choosing the best healthcare for yourself,
high school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
And welcome back, everybody, to Field Kinley High School. Scott Marlowe and Rob Barkus with you. Holly Marlowe taking care of the live video stream for us. 55-55 as we get ready to start quarter number 4. The Vikings will have the basketball. They have a chance to get their first lead of the second half. Right here, Vikings were down 5 at halftime. And then a last-second shot by Derek Williams got us tied at 55 at the end of the third quarter, and here we go. Man-to-man defense. There's who else? Devontae Yates, who scores off the glass on a cut.
That's a very nice set play by the Vikings.
21 points for Devontae Yates, and the Vikings have their first lead of the second half at 57-55. Knight kicks it out to Tariq Logan. Gets a screen out top, picked up by Johnson. Well, I think a bit of acting there by C.J. Kelly. He says he got pushed down by Joel Scheibe, and I was watching that play develop, and I don't know about that at all. They're going to say give Joel his second personal. Vikings lead at 57-55, 7:27 to go in our ball game. Trey Myrie gets around Zeke. That's no easy task. Finds Tariq Logan, and he scores. And we are tied once again. Now the Vikings throw it up off the glass. It's a turnover. Oh, great hustle by Joe. He gets it back for the Vikings. Lob up to Devontae Yates. Back to Johnson. He missed the floater. And rebounded by Jalen Logan. Here comes Coffeyville with a chance to grab the lead. C.J. Kelly on the near side. We are tied at 57, 6:54 to go. Vikings just missed a golden opportunity. Great crossover by C.J. Kelly. Gets fouled from behind.
Got to be careful. We're going to put them in the bonus with a lot of time left on the clock.
Zeke Lyons called for the personal. And it's his second. So the Vikings now with 6 team fouls. Coffeyville will be in the bonus on the next one.
Yeah.
Graham with it. Over to Myrie. He's guarded by Johnson. Wants to take DeQuan. Somehow Graham got wide open. He missed it. And then over the back, they didn't call it.
I don't think that might be the first shot Graham's missed tonight.
Yeah, he's been shooting extremely well for Coffeyville tonight. We're tied at 57, 6.5 minutes to go. Vikings have the ball. Bounce pass to Zeke on the near side. Guarded very closely by Myrie. Now Derek has it. Crossover. Kicks it out to Zeke. He's open for the three, and it's short. And rebounded by Graham. So Coffeyville with a chance to grab the lead. Logan with a quick move. Gets fouled. They didn't call it.
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh.
And now they're going to say that, looked like the Vikings were going to grab the loose ball, but Devontae Yates, they said he stepped on the baseline.
I thought he blocked it and saved it at the same time.
So Myrie will throw it in. 6:07 to go in the game, tied at 57. It's been one heck of a basketball game. They find Knight wide open underneath, and he scores. He is in double figures with 10. It's a 2-point lead for Field Kinley. Lob knocked away. Coffeyville has it. Here comes C.J. Kelly against Yates. He missed the layup. Here comes Johnson with it. DeQuan around Knight. Can't score. Just didn't have the angle.
Not a good angle.
Coffeyville 2-point lead and the ball. 5:40 to go. Senior night here at Field Kinley High School. Knight with a nice move. Charge on Andrew Knight, and Coach Thompson can't believe it. He thought Joel Scheibe slid in a little bit late, and he may be right. The crowd certainly disagrees with it. So here come the Vikings down by 2 as Pierce Thomas checks in, replacing Zeke Lyons. That was Knight's first personal and the team's 4th.
Another very entertaining basketball game tonight, Scott.
Yeah, we had one against Pittsburgh and another one tonight. Hopefully the Vikings can figure out a way to come out on top tonight. Right now they're down by 2. About 5:20 to go. Yates guarded by Graham. Gets it down to DeQuan. He lost it. DeQuan runs it down. Thank goodness he's as quick as he is. In the corner to Scheibe, guarded by Graham. Joel from 17, off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Logan. He dribbles out of trouble, gives it to Myrie. 5 minutes to play in our game. Field Kinley leading 59-57. Myrie working on Johnson with the spin move. And the paint is in trouble.
There, didn't it?
Very close to a 3-second violation. Jaden Logan backs out. Vikings in a man-to-man defense. Logan pretty close to the sideline.
I think got to be a.
Yeah, I think we have a.
Okay.
Yeah, a timeout called by Coach Thompson. 4:39 to go in our game. Coffeyville leads Parsons 59-57. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on V93. Well, after a lot of hot shooting and high scoring through the first 3 quarters, both teams have cooled off
considerably.
Here in the 4th quarter, Coffeyville, has outscored Parsons 4-2, and Field Kinley has the basketball. Here we go. C.J. Kelly picks up his dribble, needs some help. Now gets it to Logan. Under 4.5 to go. Coffeyville leads at 59-57. Logan now with Pierce Thomas on him.
Not a matchup Vikings probably want.
Vikings would like to switch out on that one. Kicks it out. C.J. Kelly. Step back 3. Short. And boy, that was a foul. How could they not call that foul? Rebounded by DeQuan Johnson. Here come the Vikings. Gives it to Derek Williams out near half court. Field Kinley in a man-to-man defense. DeQuan at the elbow. Hands off to Derek. He's got a little opening. Can't score though. Rebounded by Trey Myrie. Myrie puts up a floater in the lane and he hit it. 15 points for Myrie. It's a 4-point lead for Field Kinley. 3:40 to go in our ball game. Derek Williams. Boy, the Vikings need a basket on this trip.
Really
down by
here.
4. Derek with a step back 3. No good. Rebounded by Trey Myrie. Field Kinley in good shape. They've got the ball in a 4-point lead. Kelly. Oh, they lost it. Losing it out of bounds is Graham. Vikings catch a break, but only 3:21 to go in our game. Here comes Luke Walgamon into the lineup along with Zeke Lyons. Derek and Pierce head to the bench. Vikings down by 4, 3:20 to go in our game. Zeke gets it in to DeQuan, right back to Lyons. Parsons with the ball, but down by 4, just over 3 minutes to go in our ball game. DeQuan in the corner, guarded by Myrie. Gets a screen, picked up by Kelly. Now to Yates. Yates has had a monster game for the Vikings. He kicks it out to Scheibe, top of the key, 3, got it! Joel Scheibe!
Big shot.
8 points for Joel. The Vikings within 1 now at 61-60. 2:50 to go in our game. Myrie guarded by Lyons. Gets around Lyons. That's no easy task, but he lost it, and it's taken by Yates. Yates looking for a path to the basket, and he can't score. He gets it back. Gets fouled, and he'll have 2 free throws. What effort tonight by Devontae Yates.
He's had a great night tonight.
If he hits both of them, the Vikings will have the lead. We only have 2:37 to go in our game. Coffeyville leading at 61-60. What an SCK battle we've been treated to tonight. 6'3" senior eyes the hole and puts it up. And he got it. Devontae Yates ties the score at 61 apiece. 22 points. I don't have all the stats in front of me, but I'm assuming this has to be Devontae's biggest point output of the season.
Yeah, definitely of this year. I'm not sure about sophomore year, but definitely this year.
Second one on the way. Good. The Vikings have a 1-point lead, 62-61, 2:35 to go. Myrie into the front court. Kicks it over to Jalen Logan. He's guarded by Johnson. Gets a screen from Graham. Vikings switch out.
Careful out top.
Scheibe. Now they give it off to Graham. He thought about a 3. Coffeyville looking a little bit more hesitant to shoot here in the final minutes. Logan with a quick move out to Kelly. Myrie finds a path to the basket. His floater doesn't go, but an offensive board won't go either. Goes out. I thought it went off Parsons. I thought it went off the Vikings, but they're going to give it to Parsons.
I think we got a break there.
I think we did catch a break, and we have a timeout on the floor.
I thought the official at the bottom might ask for, see if the guy on the side here saw that, but they did not. They didn't even ask him. So
2:07 to go in the game. Parsons leading Field Kinley 62-61. We will be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on B93.
Don't miss all of the action at Kansas Crossing Casino, just south of Pittsburgh, Kansas. It's all about the Benjamins on Saturday, March 2nd at 11 p.m. 10 people will be selected. 9 will win $1,000 in free play, and 1 will win the grand prize, $19,000 in cash. Earn entries in the month of February by playing your favorite slots and table games. See KansasCrossingCasino.com for latest events and promotional details.
Two minutes, 7 seconds to play in our ball game. The Vikings lead Field Kinley 62-61. Parsons will have the ball coming out of this timeout. Possession arrow favors Field Kinley. That comes into play.
Press here.
It'll be Graham, Knight, Kelly, Myrie, and Jalen Logan on the floor for Coffeyville. Vikings counter with Lyons, Williams, Yates, Scheibe, and Walgamon. Interesting that DeQuan is on the bench.
Very interesting.
Here we go. Derek against pressure. Gives it off to Lyons. Haven't seen a full court press from Coffeyville, and the Vikings are in trouble. Oh, we've got a foul on Coffeyville. It was close to a 10-second count, and then almost a steal. Still not in the bonus for the Vikings. That is the 6th team foul. Officials have heard it from fans of Coffeyville and Parsons tonight, but particularly Coffeyville.
Yeah.
Vikings having trouble getting it in. They finally get in the backcourt to Joel Scheibe. Scheibe splits a couple defenders.
Travel.
Yep.
Goodness.
That was caused by, I think it was maybe Myrie. Got a hand on the ball.
Yep.
Caused Joel to travel. So good defense by Field Kinley, and they have a chance to regain the lead. It's Parsons 62-61, minute 49 to go in our ball game. Myrie trying to cross up Joel. Boy, he almost double dribbled, as did C.J. Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly backs out, and he almost drug his pivot foot. And now a foul.
Silly foul.
Silly foul on Tariq Williams. That's going to send Jalen Logan to the line for a 1-and-1. Really no need to take that chance, and that's what Coach Lyons is telling him right now. Hey, you just put him at the free throw line. That is Tariq's first, but the team's seventh. Logan 2 out of 2 from the line, has 10 points on the night. If he can hit the front end, we're going to be tied at 62. Just a minute 36 to go in our ball game. The front end on the way, he got it. 5'8" junior with a good-looking stroke, ties it at 62.
Let's see DeQuan back in the basketball game. Not sure what's wrong with him.
Yeah, he's down at the end of the bench right now. And
there he goes.
Free throw no good, rebounded by Yates. Good job by the 6'3" senior. Here comes Tariq with it. Well, he got bumped and no foul. In the corner to Lyons. Now back to Tariq. We are tied at 62, minute 25 to go. Very similar to the Pittsburgh game.
Yes.
Boy, that could have been a foul on Graham. Yates has it around the elbow. Quick move. A lot of contact, but no foul. Coach Hout can't believe it. Here comes Myrie with it. Oh, he lost it out of bounds. You know, this is what we were talking about earlier, Rob. Coffeyville, against Parsons anyway, plays so well for 3 quarters, and then they kind of tighten up or something in the closing minutes.
Luke,
and that's why Parsons has more often than not been able to come out on top in these battles in recent years anyway. Here we go, 70 seconds to go, minute 10.
We are tied at 62. Next team that scores here has a great chance to win the basketball game, even though there's a minute to go.
Field Kinley to man-to-man. Let's see what the Vikings want to do here. Zeke Lyons picks up his dribble. Tariq, a 3 from the top of the key. It's too strong, no good. And another foul on Tariq Williams. Tariq has committed 2 silly fouls here in the fourth quarter. And it'll be a 1-and-1 coming for Trey Myrie. So he is 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. He has 15 points for the NATO. Tied at 62, just 52 seconds to play. Myrie's front end. No good. Rebounded by Zeke Lyons. And then a foul from behind.
Good shot by Tariq. Just don't want to see the foul down there. And then Coffeyville commits the same type of foul at the other end. That's got to drive coaches crazy.
And that's going to put the Vikings into the bonus. 1-and-1 for Zeke Lyons. Zeke has been a really good free throw shooter in critical moments.
Yes, he has.
For the Vikings. A lot of pressure on the junior here. Tied at 62, 51 seconds to play. Coffeyville missing their last 2 free throws. See if the Vikings can make him pay. Zeke with 3 points on the night. 5'10" junior takes his time. It's on the way. He got it. Zeke Lyons buries it. The Vikings lead 63-62. Again, just 51 seconds to play in our ball game.
Vantage point's so bad for scoreboards right here.
Zeke will try free throw number 2. Few dribbles, shot on the way. It's no good. It's just a 1-point ball game run down by Graham of Coffeyville. Here comes Logan. 45 seconds in our game. It's Parsons 63, Coffeyville 62, and a timeout called by Field Kinley. So it's a 1-point lead for Parsons. 42 seconds to play in our game. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Viking Basketball on B93.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
on this possession. I'm sure Coffeyville anticipated a man-to-man, so Coach Houck switching things up. And a kick by DeQuan out at midcourt. Stays with Field Kinley. We're down to 29 seconds to go. 1 point lead for the Vikings at 63-62.
Maybe they are going to try to penetrate it about 10 seconds in. I'm a little surprised.
Coffeyville with a chance to take the lead on this possession. Logan with it. Vikings still in the zone. Over to Myrie. He's open for three. No good. Battle for the ball. Tariq Williams has it. And we had a foul, and it's a good thing they called that foul for Coffeyville because Zeke Lyons was wide open at the other end for an easy layup. We're down to 12 seconds. Vikings need them both. It's going to be Tariq Williams, and it's just 1-1. 8th team foul. Second foul on Knight. Vikings have to have them both.
Yes.
And even then, it'll still be a one-possession game. And Tariq with 9 points. This is his first trip to the line. 5'10" junior puts it up. It's well short. Rebounded by DeQuan.
Oh, they got a jump.
Oh, that should have been a foul. They're going to call a jump ball, and it goes over to Coffeyville. I thought DeQuan had position.
I thought it did too.
I thought that should have been a foul on Coffeyville. Tariq came up short, and Coffeyville's going to have a chance to win it.
I don't think, maybe when they get in the front court, they may call a timeout.
10 seconds to go. Here we go. Coffeyville only down by 1. Logan up ahead to C.J. Kelly.
Yeah.
And there's the timeout called by Coach Thompson. Now we've got C.J. Kelly and Pierce Thomas jawing at each other before they head back to their respective huddles. Just 6.7 seconds to go. Some missed free throws by both ball clubs. Here in the fourth quarter, Zeke Lyons hit 1 out of 2 on his trip to the line. Tariq missed the front end of the 1-1. Meanwhile, Jaden Logan missed a free throw. Trey Myrie missed one for Coffeyville, so neither team able to get any separation at the free throw line. Just a 1 point lead for Parsons, 63-62. 6.7 seconds, and what kind of defense do you throw out here, Rob? A lot of times,
I don't know, you might go, I think Coach Hill will go man and put Pierce guarding the basket, and if they hit a jumper to beat us, so be it. I don't think Coach is going to give up a layup, you know, with 6.7 seconds left. He may, though. He surprised me coming out in zone last time, but I would position Pierce down low and tell him to block anything that comes into the lane and take your chances there and just try to play straight up man-to-man.
6.7 seconds in our ball game. It's Parsons 63, Field Kinley 62. Again, Coffeyville will have the ball out of this timeout with a chance to win it. They may try to penetrate and draw contact. Pierce Thomas, a great shot blocker, and sure enough, he will be out on the floor.
They have a bunch of kids out there that can shoot the ball, so you know, you always watch your inbounds on these kinds of plays.
Here we go. They get it into Logan. 5 seconds to play. He gets a high screen in the corner. Myrie puts it up for the win. No good. The Vikings have won it. It was an air ball.
Yes.
And the Vikings hang on and win it 63-62. Big win for the Vikings. A much needed win.
Much needed.
After that difficult 5-point loss to Pittsburgh. And once again against the Golden Tornado, the Vikings figure out a way to get it done. It wasn't pretty at times, but the Vikings win it 63-62. They move to 11-5 on the year and 5-3 in the SEK, while Donato falls to 8-8 and 3-5 in the SEK. And Rob, you look at the athletes that Field Kinley puts on the floor, and for them to be 3-5 in the SEK.
That just shows how
good basketball in the league.
That just shows how tough SEK is. We're fortunate enough to be, what, 5-3?
5-3, with 2 of those losses to Pittsburgh.
We could easily be the other way, too. We'll talk about our 2 games with Coffeyville that were decided by 3-1. And Coffeyville had a good look. They hit so many shots tonight. They had a good look there at the end and didn't draw iron.
Yeah, I was worried because it looked like Myrie was going to take the 3, got around his man. I didn't know. You know, we can barely see the scoreboard clocks here, so I was just trying to keep time in my head, and I thought maybe Myrie made a big mistake by putting the ball on the floor. I thought time was going to expire.
I thought he was not going to get a shot off.
But he definitely got the shot off in time, but Boy.
That may have been, he may have felt rushed there by putting that ball on the floor. He maybe should have just shot when he caught right there.
Because he was wide open.
Yes,
he got around his man and had, it was probably about a 14, 15-footer from the baseline, and it missed everything, and Zeke Lyons was able to corral the rebound, and time expired. So senior night has a bad ending for the Field Kinley fans as they lose it by 1 point. And then in our girls game, the Lady Vikings came away with an easy 58-26 victory. So Vikings get the win. We'll step away for a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with our Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93.